Hey, stop right here. Don't go anywhere. You are especially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this right here is frankly speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the tea. I give detailed analysis of reality TV shows like Big Brother Naija, like Nigerian Idols, like The Voice Nigeria. You know, basically any reality TV show that actually interests you, it automatically becomes my interest as well. I literally carry on my head. I give detailed analysis, I give detailed reviews. I run commentaries also because I want us to have fun. I want us to catch cruise. I want us to, you know, vibe to stuff like that. And reality TV shows are not the only kind of content that I put out on my channel. I also do movie reviews. So you see this Glory Elijah of a girl, she's a very, very boring sport. Guys, for real. I am super, super boring. However, whenever I feel like passing my time, you know, just having my own fun, chilling, being in a zen mode, I catch up on movies, which I find very, very interesting or exciting. But also, guys, I love reviewing those annoying ones because, hey, we have to call them out. You cannot come and waste my data, you cannot come and waste my precious time watching some really annoying movies. And I also talk about trending social topics because, of course, this life has to be balanced, okay? It's not all about entertainment and fun all the time. We also need to talk about those serious issues that concerns me, also concerns you as well. You're about to have a blast on this channel. I also share my life experiences from time to time. Yes, that is when people ask me to talk about it. But if people don't ask me to talk about it, sometimes I do not feel the need to talk about it. I like keeping my private things private. But once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, and as I told you before, you are in the right space. Trust me, you will be so addicted to this channel. People are going to be asking you, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And hey, don't forget to turn on post notification, all right? That is the best way for you to always receive alerts of my videos. So you see what I'm doing on my screen right now, just do exactly that and you'll be cool. See ya. Hey guys. Okay, you are welcome to today's FSWG Saturday YouTube live stream. My name is Glory Elijah. I am the girl with the tea. Yes, and of course, this is frankly speaking with Glory Elijah. Thank you all so much for joining, and especially this is a weekend, of course. So for you to have taken out time off your busy schedules to join me on today's conversation, I really appreciate. Thank you guys so much. I can see Mveloh in the backstage. Hi, Mveloh. Don't worry. You're gonna join me very, very soon. Yes, but thank you so much for being patient, guys. Mveloh is such an amazing human. He's been on the back end for like I think over 5 minutes, and like wow, this guy is really patient. So Mveloh, I see you. Thank you so much. I am going to get to you right now. But back to all of you amazing people. Thank you all once again for joining. As I mentioned during the week, we're going to be having conversations with Mveloh and Acacia, ex-housemates from the ongoing Big Brother and Mzansi season 3 show. So if you have been catching up with the show, I'm sure that this is a conversation you definitely want to be a part of, all right? And I don't know. That said, let me just quickly run through those who are on here. I mean, this is something that we do all the time, so I don't want to make it look like because we are chatting with, you know, new celebrities in the block, I am not going to acknowledge my own people. So let me just first of all acknowledge my people because you guys are amazing. So we have Cecilia, hi. Adalma Ifeanyi, Lindway, hi. We have Glow, Caroline, Emmanuel, Virgo, hi. Look at these awesome people from my comment section. Kelly Michael, nice to have you here. Neka Oliva, nice to have you here. Erica, hi. Hi, Mickey. Mickey is here live from South Africa. Listen, guys, do me a favor. Wherever you are joining from, whichever part of the world you are joining from, you know how we normally do it on here. I would like you to represent your country, okay? So just put the name of your country and your flag in the comment section. Let me see you representing your country proudly, all right? Because this is going to be a very, very exciting conversation. So I'm getting messages from Acacia. She's supposed to be on here. I wanted to add Acacia and Mveloh together so that I want to see their reaction. You know, the way QV and Dinky met on last week Saturday, their reaction for me was epic. So I want to see how Mveloh and Acacia will react when they see each other together on here. So Acacia is currently on it. She is trying to get on the line. Okay. But whilst we are waiting for her, guys, oh my God, how many of you have been following up on the action all through the week? It's been intense, it's been emotional, it's been lovey dovey, it's been simply amazing, and there's a whole lot to talk about. And surely I would definitely do so in videos to come. All right. But before then, listen, guys, I have my own questions on here that I'm going to be asking Acacia and Velu, but I'm sure that you also have your own questions. So do me a favor, just hold on. All right, hold on, be patient, keep your questions right now. Whilst I'm having a conversation with them, I will now, of course, usher you guys in properly so that you can also ask your questions to them. And I'm sure that they would be kind enough to provide answers to the questions. So, guys, apologies still for the delay. Acacia is trying to join us. Let me see. She's trying to join us. I hope she has a great network connection. But I think it won't be fair for us to continue keeping Mvelo waiting. So let's just go on and welcome Mvelo. I'm sure Acacia will be very much delighted to see Mvelo as well. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mvelo?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Just a little tired, but yeah, nothing hectic.
Wow. It's so refreshing to see you out of the house. I feel good seeing you out of the house. But it's not about me now. How are you? How do you feel? How are you doing generally?
Yo, I am amazed. I'm amazed at the love I'm receiving. Life has certainly changed. It's
Mm,
it's 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 changed for the better. But yeah, I think it's also like learning stages for me as well to learn that I can't even walk to my gates anymore without being stopped and asked, "Are you Mvelo?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I am." Like, it's just me, guys. Relax, okay?
okay. This is really nice. This is really nice. Okay, so one question I've been meaning to ask you. I mean,
Sure.
anybody that has visited and stayed in this house for at least one day, the question is, how did you cope in that madhouse? I'm sorry, it's not like everybody is mad, but where everybody is talking at the same time, people are shouting, like you can't even sleep without hearing whispers around you. How did you survive in that kind of island?
Look, yeah, the first 3 days were difficult. I mean, it's as you say, there are people around you 24/7. There are cameras on you 24/7. Like, you can't say anything without it being heard,
Yeah,
nationally, all throughout Africa. But I mean,
yeah,
after the third day, you sort of come to terms with where you are, the people who are around you. Yeah, but it did take some adjusting.
yeah.
Yeah, it was, but however, it was amazing. It was nothing short of amazing. Would I do it again? Definitely. Yeah. Everyone in the house, like it's like I said, the first 3 days were the difficult ones, but I mean, after that, we all just got along. We all came to terms
Yeah.
with where we are. We all came to terms with what was happening, and then you started seeing people slowly becoming themselves.
Mm. So in that period of knowing one another, because in the house, one thing I have noticed is you can never really know your fellow housemates, even till the end of the show. Even till after the show, you will never know because I perceived that people's strategy just kept on changing, kept on
Mm.
fluctuating, kept on changing. But was there at any point in time when you felt like you needed to really shrink yourself so that people could know you and so that you could also know people?
Look, definitely, there were times where you felt like, okay, so and so or whoever is now trying to steal some sort of limelight, to put it in
Yeah.
inverted commas. And I think my character, because look, many people who were in the house were also new to the media space. Now, being someone who's been in media before, when someone actively tries to get media attention, normally I back down and I say, look, this is your time, shine. When my time comes, it'll come. If it doesn't, unfortunately, then it doesn't. But yeah, it was interesting, if I can put it that way.
Yes, yes. I really saw that it was interesting. Now, I
Mm,
have tons of questions to ask you, but before I go into all of that, I want to really know you. And I'm sure the people watching this video right now, people to watch it, they would also want to know you. Who really is Mzansi? I'm asking this question because in the first few days in the house, oh my God, everybody was talking at the same time. So at some point, I was literally mixing up people's stories, people's personalities, you know. So
Voices as
my
well.
yeah, so my mission was okay, when they come out, I'm gonna try to get to
Mm.
know them one by one, and that is what I want to do. So please, who is Mvelo? Who do you want the world to see you to be?
So I am. I'm obviously my name is Mveloh. My surname is Nduli.
Yes.
I'm 29. I turned 29 last week. It scares me that I'm almost 30.
Yes, it was your birthday. Happy
It was
birthday
my
in
birthday.
yeah, it's not in advance, not in retrospect, but moving forward, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm 29 years old. I'm from a city called Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu Natal. I'm here in South Africa. I did marketing. I sort of aligned myself within media marketing as well as music marketing. I've worked for South African Upcoming Music Awards. I've worked for radio stations. I've been a DJ before. I'm also an actor. Your goodness, what don't I do? Um, yeah. So I think just to sort of give a bit of my resume, yeah, I'm an actor. I am an event MC. I am a radio host. I also do marketing. I'd love to own my own marketing company as well. Yeah, I'm also a celebrity now, apparently.
Of
So
course,
yeah,
of course. I mean, that is very, very important. Yes, I
yes,
mean, I actually love your niche. Like you seem to be an all-rounder, and I say so proudly because I heard a lot of your conversations in the house, and I must confess, you and Jolie were those sort of housemates that when they start talking about what they do, you know, I'm very interested because I'm also in that line, you know. So I'm very much interested. People seem to know your owners or how they do them, seem to know your work very well. And when you speak about it, you speak with so much enlightenment, with so much confidence. However, I felt like along the line there was some kind of break. And that brings me to my next question, right? So I think during your first diary session, you mentioned that your strategy is to be yourself. And we know when people go into a show like this, brother, and they say they want to be themselves, I look forward to see, okay, how is yourself? You know, what do we get to see? What should we expect? Now, sorry, I'm trying to get the question right. Okay, so it seemed like when you got into the house, I saw that bubbly person. You know, you were very, very vocal, very outspoken, in a very, very intelligent way. But then when the nominations started, it felt like you started to recoil back into your shell. So what happened at that point in time?
okay, so when nomination week happened, yes, I do admit that I went back into a shell, or so to speak.
Okay.
I feel like one thing I want people to realize is, in as much as I'm an extrovert, I'm very introverted as well. I do sit and listen to someone say something before I reply. Many people who are extroverts, they won't even let you finish your sentence before they jump in with what they want to say, because that's, in being a social person, like you want to keep a conversation going. I also think before you answer someone, listen to them and see if A, you have an answer, and then B, if you have a good answer. You don't want to always be in a position where you're just answering people for the sake of answering, because now you become a blabbermouth. So I did sort of go back into the shell, for lack of a better word. But also, one thing I was going through within that week is I mentioned the story a couple of times. I lost my grandmother last year, a day after my birthday. So when I was in the house, I kept having replays of the last week of her being alive. So that did bring me back. And look, I think it was also a case of just missing home, missing loved ones. It would have been the first time that we have the anniversary of her death, but I couldn't even call my sister. And my sister's someone I call every single day. So I think I got overwhelmed at that fact as well. So yeah, but it also comes down to, yes, in as much as I'm an extrovert, I am very introverted as well. So I do have times where I'm enclosed, and then people generally start thinking maybe I'm angry, maybe I'm unhappy about something. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm okay. It's just you can't always get the loud Velo 24/7. He hires even me as the owner. Now imagine if someone else was receiving a loud Velo every single day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Now, if you don't mind, let's connect into that opening we just did, the emotional side, the part where you had to say something about your grandmother. So was that like a consistent occurrence, like every time in the house because it's a confined space, you just get swallowed up by the emotional side, and then sometimes you forget it's there, and then sometimes you have to
Okay,
come back.
just 1 second. I really cannot hear you at all. Your sound, like it went, your sound went like enclosed for a second.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly now.
All right, great, great. Yes. So I said that speaking of your grandma, that's like an opening. So if you don't mind, let's tap into that for a bit,
Sure, sure,
right?
sure.
Yes. So now you are in a confined space. So many different personalities, some of them very, very strong. Some of them tend to act like they are subdued, and then later you see them switch, and then sometimes they make connections with people. Just when you think you found that perfect friend, they switch off, they change into someone else, and then you have to start the process all over again. How did it affect you as a person, and how did it affect your game in the period of time you stayed in the house?
Look, when it comes to the switch ups that happened in the house, I mean, let's be very honest. We were all in a war with each other for 2 million rand. So yeah, so the switch ups were gonna happen. Look, people's strategies aren't the same. Like I said, mine was being myself, but you'll find that other people's strategies were to cause drama, cause fights, just so people nominate each other and not nominate them.
Yeah.
So did it affect me? No, because I fully understand. I fully understood where I was, what I came to do, why I was there. I feel like, in as much as friendships were formed, people didn't forget why they were there. So if ever someone felt like they needed to switch up and cause tension here, cause tension there, look, it's all part of the game. That 2 million, when the person eventually wins, is not going to come easy. So for me, it's a thing of, if ever someone does a switch up on you, don't hold it against them, because yes,
Yeah.
friendships were formed, but we were all in a competition. And just like that, to her listeners, we've lost her. So I'm going to take over for now. I don't know what I'm going to say because I had no questions. Okay, let's wait for her to come back. Uh, where can I press?
I'm
There
here.
we go.
I'm
And I
here.
think she's back. She's back.
I'm sorry about that. I am sorry about that. Sometimes the network is just crazy, but
I
I was
fully
very
understand.
good. Yeah. So please continue. Please continue.
So it's like I was saying that, look, in as much as friendships were formed, we were all in there fighting with each other for a common cause. So if
Yeah.
ever someone switched up on you, my advice, obviously, the housemates aren't going to hear this, but don't hold anyone, don't hold anything against anyone. Let's all remember why we were there.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. I totally agree with you. Now, don't take this the wrong way.
sure.
I'm just going to speak from the perception of most of the viewers because we are out here. We only see what we are shown. And we tend to build our perception about you people as the housemates playing the game from most of your conversations, from your body language, from your actions, from the things you say, from the things you do. Basically, so it's what you show what what you show us, that is what we choose and form our own narrative of how you play your game and who you are as a person. So now the second time you were nominated, the second nomination, something happened. Aside the speech, which we have talked about already, that you tended to the 12, something happened. See, there was it seemed as though a small people were about to be formed and courtesy of Norman and some two other people. So of course, they were also nominated at that point in time, and it was obvious they were not happy about being nominated. So before they came to you and started engaging you or trying to engage you in their little, I don't want to call it gossip because
Click.
everything now is gossip here, click, they were already venting elsewhere. They were already upset, and the viewers they had a different solution to that. Like, come on, I mean, you know that you were going to go through this process, nomination and being nominated, but now, because Nicole has a reputation of, talking a lot, and Norman also has a reputation of not being stable as well. a lot of us, the viewers, were kind of disappointed that you kind of, should I say, entertained when they brought such kind of conversations to you. So what I am concerned about is what happened with you at that point in time. Did you feel there was a need to draw so from that kind of click, or what happened?
Look, for me, it came from a place of understanding. I understood the frustrations that all the nominees were going through. Being nominated is not nice because you end up
Yeah,
doubting everyone around you and their intentions around you and the friendships that you formed. Remember that week only two people had nominated, so you couldn't help but but somewhat have some sort of resentment towards them because you're like, how
yeah,
guys, I thought we are in a good space and here you are nominating me.
yeah,
I entertained their talks or the conversation because I feel like I was an outlet for them to voice however they were feeling. However, in hindsight, what I wish I could have told them is that, look, guys, when you have a strong game that intimidates another person, the
yeah,
first thing they will do is try and nominate you. Don't be
yeah,
angry at them. It's just that the game that you're playing threatens their game. So the first thing they'll try to do is eliminate you. Should you be angry? No, because let's all remember that this is a game, this is a competition, you know. So yes, they had their grievances. Personally, I wasn't I wasn't sad about it. I took it as a confirmation, confirmation of strength that I have. It's like I said, you be yourself, but you're in a
yeah,
house where someone is not being themselves. Now they need to constantly put a picture forward or put an image forward of themselves, and they need to keep remembering things and remembering actions to maintain this picture that they're putting out about themselves. Now here you are doing it with ease because you're doing it naturally. You're being yourself. You will become a problem to that person. Should you be angry at them? No, because it is a game at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. Before we continue, I just want to first of all commend you. I noticed in the house that you were that one person that when people were really feeling under the weather, when they were doubting themselves, in as much as you were always the people fighting for the same 2 million, not physical
Hmm.
prizes, but mental, psychological, you were very generous enough to give people that shoulder to lean on. So I just want to say, well done. You
Thank
are
you.
an amazing human. You did that with
Thank you.
I really appreciated that talk you had with you. Yeah. The fact that you were able to open up, allow her come in, you were just very open to her. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
It's only
Now,
a pleasure.
yeah. So because you are the only male housemate in that house for now, we would love to know about the men's conference. I mean, there will be no conversation without the men's conference. I'm glad that one of the men then is out. So not like because you're everything of anything, no, 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 but I mean we need because
Now you
every
get
time we start
insight.
the conversation, I am here, I'm wondering what are they talking about? What do they mean? So my situation is kind of different. I am Nigerian, right? So it took me a while to get to understand, wrap my head around, the concept of men's conference. And I have asked questions a lot of times on my live stream that come, you South African men, come and explain to me what informs the men's conference. So please help us explain what informed it, what does it mean, what does it stand for, what is the idea behind it?
So men's conference, if I'm going to speak about it, on a broader perspective, men's conference was a virtual thing that came about. I think it was last year or the year before, where
Yeah,
as men we were running away from how do I call it? It was approaching Valentine's Day, and there was a
yeah,
whole joke. There was a whole joke about, okay, so as men we won't be around for Valentine's Day because we're going to a men's conference. So so it became an escape sort of for men in the real world, if I can put it that way. So
oh,
one thing I can go on record for saying is that men's conference that happened in the Big Brother house was the first men's conference that actually happened ever. Because men's conference was always somewhat online. It was always like there was never an actual conference for men. So
oh,
we then came together and said, look, guys, look, we're here, we're men, let's have the men's conference. Now, as for the
you guys
contents
are
of the
legends, right? You guys are very legends. Now go.
So for the first time, a group of men came together for a conference, you know, on a broadcasted one at that, you know. So the men's conference happened. The contents of the men's conference, I have to say, we did get carried away. There were times where it got a bit disrespectful, and
Yeah.
I remember addressing tools, and I was saying, look, dude, I really feel like we need to structure the men's conference in a way that it doesn't become derogatory,
I heard that
because
conversation and I was really over here. I was cheering you on that way. Yes, at least finally, in as much as all the viewers, we were enjoying and all the the sneakiness of it all. At least somebody brought up a really conversation. Yes. Okay. Please carry
so
on.
for me, it became a thing of, look, dude, we're sitting here, but maybe we've forgotten that the whole of Africa is watching. And
Yes.
yes, sometimes we'll say something in a joking manner for banter purposes, but we might be offending someone on the outside. Now we need to practice responsible broadcasting as people who are now broadcasting their lives. I mean,
Yes.
we were living in basically a fishbowl where everything we said, everything we did was broadcasted. So I
Yes.
remember saying to him, look, maybe we need to censor the things we say because, as I said, some people might be catching offense. And I remember he made a suggestion that, you know what, let's broaden the men's conference. Let's broaden the contents of the men's conference. Let's have a men's conference where on Monday we're talking about making money. On Tuesday we're talking about, you know, places we go out to groove, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. And for me, that was a nice moment because I was like, you know what, now we are actually starting a movement that is constructive. the
Yes.
the movement we have in the house cannot always be about crashes, which girl you want to sleep with, which girl you want to go
Yes.
back on. We cannot restrict our conversations to just that. We need to help each other grow as well. There are men watching outside. Uh, if we keep making women objects, we're teaching men that. Okay, I'm back.
You're
So
back.
I was saying we need to be responsible in the things that we're teaching our viewers as well. So if we can see these ladies as our sisters more than sexual partners or sexual beings, because yes, I always say this in every interview I do, that post the house, one thing I learned is to value the woman more, because when we sat down, I think it was day 2, and we had an open heart to heart, you could hear that a woman may look like everything's going well, but when you get deep into the person behind the face, they've been through so many things. And if we could teach men in the country and even in Africa to value women more, that would be a great thing for us to do, because the conversation needs to be had whereby, as men, we're saying, how do we value women more? How do we treat women better? How do we make a woman's life better? Because let's be honest, there's been social injustices towards women for a very long time. If we can be the movement to end it or to influence an ending to that, then why not?
You see, I'm shaking my head right now. I'm just remembering. Hi.
Hi, finally.
Finally, oh my god, I was shaking
Yes.
over here. I was just trying to maintain beauty, like, oh my god, she's gonna join, she's gonna join. But Asia, you are welcome. You are
Thank you
welcome.
for having me. Hi,
You're
Bear.
welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, my darling. How are you?
Look at me, my beard is not even brushed. Like, that's how tired I
No,
am.
no, but I told you go get your life sorted out because tomorrow we're going out, right?
Acacia, I wish I had the time and the energy. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right,
Yes,
cool.
I love this reunion. This was the reaction I was hoping for. You know, I wanted
Oh,
Acacia, both of you to join at the same time. I wanted to see the reaction. I'm glad. I'm glad. Acacia, you are welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I mean, I'm gonna throw you a compliment now before I go back to Mvelu. I wanted to say something to Mvelu. Acacia, your skin, yeah? You need to let us know the secret to your
and her
skin.
toes. And her toes.
Ah, don't
Nobody
start with
asked you.
Gashon's tendencies, please. Don't start with Gashon's
No.
tendencies,
Have you
develop.
guys seen Acacia's toes? Those things are beautiful. Okay.
Oh my God. Your glow. It's so, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Thank you
Flawless.
so much.
Honestly, I'm dark skinned. Yes, I mean I love my skin. I appreciate my skin, but you know when they say someone is uniform, the way I'm looking all purple right now, that is the way you just look. It's just so uniform, and we love it. We love your
Thank you
skin.
so much.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it. And then Rivelo, I was shaking my head when you were talking because I wanted to once again appreciate you for something. I'm not saying this because we're looking at each other right now. No, I'm saying this because it's legit. You are one of those male housemates that was constantly standing up for the women in the house during
Mm.
conversations. At some point, it felt like you were a women's advocate. Yeah, because I literally watched the show like in Foster. So I pay attention to conversation a lot. And when you are speaking, you especially, it's like you are on a mission to fight for women, to protect women. And we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure. Only a pleasure. Look, I think I did that so much because I mentioned a lot how I was raised by a single mother,
Mm,
who was also somewhat raised by a single mother. My grandfather died when my mom was very little, and my grandmother raised my mom and her sister. From childhood till adulthood, she raised us too. So I think looking at how those three women in my lives, my aunts, my mom, and my grand, how strong they were, and I look at the females around me as well. They have very strong, not personalities, but they have strong will. I think it has steered me to become an activist for gender equality.
mm,
Yeah. So yeah, for me it's a thing of let's all get to a stage, guys. It's 2022. Let's all get to a stage where all genders are equal. Can one gender not be inferior to the other? How does that start? It starts as us young people saying, look, guys, a woman is not a sexual being or a sexual object, but she has a brain as well. She has feelings as well. She went through things as well. In as much as us men go through things, women go through things as well. Yes, we might not go through things at the same level or to the
mm,
same scale, but we're all going through things nonetheless. So if we
mm,
can have an age where we're saying a place for the woman is not the kitchen, but it also is corporate. A place for women is also anywhere where a man, can we diminish this whole thing of it's a man's world, because we are actively working towards gender equality. And how else are we going to stop gender-based violence unless there's equality? So, which is why I actively always stood up for women, because I always thought if someone were to say whatever anyone in the house is saying about my sister, how would I feel? If someone were to say something about or something derogatory about my mom, my grand, my sister, my friends, my cousins, and remember I have 5 sisters, so I always thought, how would I receive this if this comments were made about my sister? So, which is
mm,
why I was always like, you know what, guys? Yes, as men, we should be doing dishes, we should be cooking, we should be cleaning. Women as well, should be doing all these tasks that are stereotyped to be for the male, because we're working towards equality and we're also fighting against the violence.
true, true. You know what? Let me give you a round of applause according to your style in the house.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
much for that. Yes. Okay. The woman of the moment. Acacia. First of
Yes.
all, I want to reassure you that you are in a safe space. All right. So after this,
Okay.
yes.
Are you about to ask me something very tricky?
The gossip
Nah,
is about to
nah,
start.
nah.
And that's exactly what's about to happen.
No,
And
no,
you're
no, no,
prepping
no.
me mentally.
Yes.
No, 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 no. So the thing is, I mentioned to Velo that us the viewers, we are out here. We
Mm.
have one screen, and the camera only gets to project one conversation at a time. We do not get to see and hear everything at the same time, even though the
Exactly.
show is run 24/7. All right. And
Exactly.
that is the essence of conversations like this, because we want to know things that were not shown to us. We want to hear
Mm.
from you. And the truth is, realistically, there's a perception about you out there. But at the end of the day, we need to also believe that people are different. And there's always another side to people than what we see and what meets the eye.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
Yes. Velo was in the face.
Yeah,
Whew.
I'm listening. I want to hear this. I want to hear
I also
this.
want to hear this. I'm
Yeah,
interested.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, there's a perception about you out there. I mean, there's a lot, but that's
Mm.
by the way. It's time for you to tell your story. All right. It's time for you to tell your story. You will tell us your own experience from the house. So the first question is, how did you cope? Now it's about you. How did you cope in that kind of space? You used to your freedom out here in the real world, and then all of a sudden, boom, you decide to go on for a show, knowing what is
Yeah.
involved. confined space, no access to the real world, and all the things of life that you like
Yeah.
on a normal day. So, how are you able to cope with the duration of time you spent in the house?
I mean, look, it was very difficult. It was very tricky. It took a lot of adjusting and adapting, honestly, because when you stuck in a house, right? So, I mean, the house is humongous, and I keep saying this, the house is huge, but for some odd reason, the house just became so small because of the number of individuals that lived in one house. So you never even
Mm-hmm.
felt like the depth of how big the house was based on how many we were. So in a sense, it just became very cramped. It became very claustrophobic because of the different energies and just different personalities and characters that were in the house with me. But all in all, you just adjust and you adapt. There were instances where I just felt like, yo, I can't take this anymore. If I could, I would like literally get my car keys and start my car and leave and never turn back. But I knew what I was getting myself into. And I prepared myself mentally, and that's why I told myself I'm going to be myself and I'm going to stand up for myself. And that's why I confronted situations head on, because I told myself, if I don't address certain issues, then chances are I am going to go into the diary room and say to Big Brother, you know what, dude, I'm out. Peace. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with these people. But I understood why I was there. I knew my purpose of being in that house, and my purpose was I'm making a name for myself, and I'm there to win the 2 million. Whether come hell or high waters, nobody's gonna come in my way in the house. So, and that's how I just carried on living throughout the day, like day by day, taking it step by step. It was very tough, but I did it and I survived 3 weeks. It was a beautiful experience, man.
And you know what? I must commend you. There was a particular situation that happened with Norman. I think you had reached out to it, and then Norman was, to be very honest with you, that day I was pissed at Norman, and I was over here.
Yeah,
I think I did a video about it, and I was really commending you for walking away from that situation. I mean, if I were the one, I would have lost it. Like, what the hell, you know? I mean, because I think
exactly.
those were accusations. You were not sure, and then later Norma was apologizing, and I'm wondering, like,
You
come
you
on,
actually the first person that is saying to me they saw the clip of him apologizing. Like, you are the
he
first person.
apologized in the middle of the night. He apologized,
Thank you. He
and
did.
I
Thank
think was
you.
it Yoli? I think it was Yoli that came and joined. Someone else came and joined him. I can't really remember who
It was
came.
it was it was it was Dinky.
Oh yeah,
Dinky
yeah,
came
yeah,
and joined in, and Dinky was just
yeah,
saying that, you know what, we need to stop this, riff-raff that's
yeah,
going on and stuff
yeah,
like that. And more than anything, I was just so pissed off at the fact that you came at me, guns blazing, in front of the whole house, making me seem like a bloody fool. And then
yeah.
in the same breath, when I walk away, you come to the room and I address you that you've got it all mixed up. You were lying in front of
Yeah.
everybody, and now you are crying beside my bed. And now I need to humble myself and listen to you because you're crying. I was so
Yeah.
offended by that. Honestly, I don't want to lie.
I knew what was up with Norman that week. Norman was up for nomination, so his emotions were all over the place. So he became very touchy. He was literally picking offense at
Yes,
everything. So I
yes.
knew that it was not intentional for him to attack you sort of that way.
Mm,
So I just
mm,
knew. So then I was kind of upset, like, come on. And already there was already a perception about you in the house that you were very, very strong will, when you want to
exactly.
tackle and say, like that, like that. So I have to bring this up in reference to how you survive in the house,
Yeah.
confronting issues head on. So I want to commend you for walking away because I was praying one thing in my head that, oh my God, do not let Acacia sleep. If I
I
came
was
to sleep, that would be
I was
the end.
actually, I was so close to jumping on that
Mm,
table. I was very
mm,
close to jumping on that table. And I feel like if people are very honest with themselves, they would have seen how I was so offended by what he was saying about me because, number one, it was a lie. It was a blatant lie. And
mm,
that's why I never even gave him a chance. At that moment when he kept speaking, I was just like, but you're lying. And I'm not going to stand here and let you lie in front of all these people because, like
yeah,
you're saying, already the perception about me in the house was, oh, she's aggressive, oh, she's this,
mm,
so that on its own, because in my head, that was what was also ringing in my head, that this is the perception they already have about me in the house. So I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Let me just walk away, because this is just below me. He's lying right now, and I'm not about to have this. But more than anything, I was shaking. I was
Yeah.
literally ready to pounce on him. It took a lot from me, like, to, go back at that moment.
There's something we say in Nigeria. When your home training comes into play, that is when you execute or exercise rather self-control. That your home training came in you. You have to pack
Mm.
yourself with your shattered emotions and just go to bed. And that was the right thing you did. But moving on, we're getting to maybe not the top questions now, but don't worry, you'll be comfortable. So, during your first diary session, you had mentioned that your initial strategy was to be relatable, right? So, looking at your stay in the house, the remaining 2 weeks, do you think you were very, very relatable?
Um, I mean, look, I think I was, because in a sense I managed to, interact with everybody in the house. I have had conversations with Mvelo, I have had conversations with Dinky, I've had conversations with every single person in the house prior to me leaving. So was I relatable? Definitely, because if you can't relate to anybody, then you don't even allow yourself to engage with them in any way, So, but I mean, look, in a sense, it also, my strategy went out the window, because I mean, some people, they pull up a facade when they're in the house. I mean, I was real to myself, and I was true to myself. And when I am being myself to an individual, and I know that they can relate to me, but you can tell that they're being guarded because of, the facade that they pull up, so it really has nothing to do with me. I think I played my game fairly well. And I mean, over time, people's true colors are going to come out. The ones that you've never seen be aggressive or loud, they will show their true colors, because there's only so much you can tolerate in a house with
Yeah.
individuals that you don't necessarily know that well. Um, but I mean, I played my game fairly well, honestly.
Okay, okay, fair enough. I mean, I feel that every single housemate in that house is very relatable. I mean, for you to be able to open up your space, for people to invade your privacy, for me, that's the height
Exactly.
of being relatable. So well done to both of you.
Thank
Now,
you.
Acacia, we
Yes.
heard bits and pieces of the story in the house, and woo, it was messy out here. Out here, we were fighting a different battle entirely. At some point, we got exhausted. At some point, we were like, okay, fine. We just wait. When they come out, they will tell us what the problem is. So we're asking you, Acacia, what was it about this triangle between you and DU and
Uh,
Benny? We want to
uh,
hear your own
uh.
narrative. Yeah, because it was a crazy triangle. And it was as if the triangle was never going to break. So what was it about? Let's hear it from you.
Um, you know what? I'm gonna keep this very simple, and I'm gonna explain it in a very simple way, and I'm not gonna try and be direct towards Venus and BU, right? So
Okay.
what I'm gonna say is, right, in a normal world and in a normal setting, if you engage with a person more than other people in your circle or in a workspace or whatever, you expect some sort of loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with that being said, I was engaging more with Venus in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my conversation with Venus, or conversations with Venus rather, I did mention that I have taken a liking for BU, and she never said anything. She never
Okay.
mentioned anything. Um, and everybody else in the house knew that I have taken a liking for BU. It wasn't a secret, right? So don't act surprised, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
No,
that.
y'all. You know what? The thing is, you as the men were focusing on who likes me more than
Yeah.
who I like. That's the issue. You were focused on Tools liking me, and I was not even there. You
Yeah.
know, Tools was my dick partner. That was it. That was just about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, when I remember there was a time when Venus asked me, shortly before they actually came out as a vibe. I'm not going to say as a couple, but as a vibe. The day before, she asked me, she was like, do you really like BU? And I said, yes. She's like for real. And I said, yes, I do. And BU was actually there. And he said, I remember him saying, you guys are going to talk about me like I'm not here, you know? And with that being said, BU was, you know, we were flirting, you know, throughout. BU and I were flirting with each other, you know.
How did I miss that?
Because you are focused.
How did I miss that?
Oh my gosh, babe. So, I mean, when things happened between Venus and him, I just felt like she at least owed me like an explanation as to, you know, why she did not tell me that she was also attracted to him. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it's a small house. Like, it's a small house. I was not going to deprive her of being with BU because, honestly, they had a better vibe than BU and I. With BU and I, it was more flirtatious. With them, it was like they're having conversations about the moon and the sky and the stars and the astrology, things
How
I
they're
have no
aligned.
interest in. You know what I mean? And how they are.
I
Would
get
you
you.
deprive people of being together when you can see that their vibe is more, you know, of a deeper
Stronger than
connection?
yours.
Yeah, you know, so I felt like she should have just been grown and said, hey, bruh, you know, the conversations that I've been having with BU, I think I like him. And I wouldn't have said, no, I don't agree, because I could see that he was also into her just as much. I just felt like she just owed me the decency of, you know, telling me before I see her, you know, grinding in front of BU and making me seem like a fool. Because I'm out here chilling with you every day and I'm talking to you about how much I like this guy, and then tomorrow you're like with this guy. So it was just like, you know, those friends, man, you know, those friends in the outside world where it's
You
like you
know,
tell her everything and then she goes and sleeps with your boyfriend. That's just how it felt.
Acacia, sorry, let me chip in something here before I forget. You know, of all you're saying, one thing I picked out, and it will still refer back to what I said about us not seeing everything that happens in
Yeah,
the house. And it's just
yeah,
obvious that even you people that were in the house, like Mveloh was like, why didn't I see that? It also
yeah,
touches you that you might be in one room, you don't know what's happening in the other room. So there's a lot of drama all over the place, except my
exactly,
experience, before you
exactly.
can catch up on everything, right? Now, let me tell you what's off the viewers. So at least for myself, because as I said, I
Yeah,
watch the show like round the clock. Now, whilst you were, you know, seeing all of that and experiencing all of that, Venice never really was attracted to be, at least from
yes,
the
she wasn't.
conversations we had.
She
No,
wasn't.
sorry, let me land, yeah. From the conversations we had, it wasn't like she liked him that way. It wasn't like we were flirting that way. So you know the way BU and Yoli have conversations, intellectual conversations. That was what they were doing. They were just basically having intellectual conversations.
Conversation.
I'm talking
Hmm.
about what I saw, right? So BU started throwing in the I like you, I want to get to know you, right? Now BU never said to Benny, I want you to be my girlfriend until much later when the problem started, right?
Hmm.
And even till now, Venus has not accepted to be BU's girlfriend. But what we saw Venus doing was she was basically having conversations with BU. BU was the
Hmm.
one pushing and pressing. But now, because it's a house, a confined space, you cannot say, I'm going to be avoiding this person. It's, you can't really achieve that 100% because
Exactly.
you have to do tasks together, you have to work
Exactly.
together, and even when you try to go to bed alone, you will still be seeing the person's face. And you know, you also have to take into cognizance that human beings are different. You know, people handle things.
Hmm.
And that was why I could not really 100% blame you how you reacted to the whole situation because at some point I was upset. At some point I had to like, now she has her own history, her own experience. So
Yeah,
this reaction is definitely coming from somewhere that we the
exactly.
viewers don't know about, right? Remember,
Also,
you want to say
also
something?
in Acacia's defense, yes, the viewers were seeing one thing, but her in the present situation was seeing something to be perceived in a certain way. So
Yeah,
her reaction,
exactly.
her reaction based on what she's seeing live, for me, is not invalidated. Her reaction, honestly, is valid because It's how things were put across. I hear you now saying that Venus would mention every single time that she wasn't with BU and she didn't like him in that way. But also, as myself being in the house, that's not how it looked.
Exactly. It's
It's
not.
not how it looked.
It's
Yeah.
not.
So I agree with you. I
It's
agree with you in a
not.
sense.
Please, no, Mvelo, don't turn off the tap. Please open the tap. You know when you see in the house. Please spill the tea. Spill the tea.
Look, I definitely had days where I would wake up and I'd be trying to speak to Venus on a very platonic level, but I'd be irritated because as you speak to Venus, you see B walking past, and it ended up feeling like he was a helicopter. And because he felt like he was a helicopter, it gave the impression that there was something going on. Although we didn't know that was going on, the impression we had in the house, and I feel like the impression they have currently in the house, is that there's something deeper going on. It's unfortunate that we didn't know the contents of their conversation, but based on what we were witnessing when they were having their private moments, it looked as if, okay, here are two star-crossed lovers having a moment on their own. So for Acacia to feel, English has ran away. It's for her to feel like, this is not wrong, but for her to be angry about it, for me, is justified because how it looked is definitely how Acacia's putting it across.
Exactly.
Okay,
Can I just speak on what Mvelo just said, right? I remember there was an incident where Venus came to me and she was like, no, can you have a conversation with me? It was the next day after the party where they actually, came out, where I said to her, I'm actually mad at you because now I see you grinding, next to you, right? So the next day she comes to me, she's like, no, can you have a conversation with me? So we meet up and then she's like, no, I'm not into BU. He's the one that came up to me and he's the one asking me out and, right? And I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. But if you are not into someone, right? We live in a house, guys. It's so easy to show a person that you're not into them like that in that house. So why are you now making it seem like there's something more going on? Yeah, and that was my thing. Uguti, why are you pretending like you are into him like that, whereas you are not? And now I seem like a crazy human being because of me addressing those issues. And I remember she said to me, no, but because I said to her, I can't even have a conversation with you alone without BU just popping up in our space. Like Mvelo saying, he's like a helicopter, and I remember she said, no, but the house is small, so he doesn't know where to chill. I'm like, are you mad? When I'm chilling with you, I'm like, when I'm chilling with Themba, he doesn't just pop up. When I'm chilling with Mvelo, he doesn't just pop up. But when it's me and you, suddenly the house is small for BU. He doesn't know where to go because it's you, so there's a lot of things that just didn't add up. And I think when I decided, that these two are just, sly people, I distanced myself from both of them. And I remember I had a conversation with BU. BU called me for a meeting again, and he was like, no, it's so awkward now, the way things are going, because I don't even know. Yes, it happened on the deck. And I'm just like, yeah, but it's okay, like it is what it is. Like, I honestly wanted to be a bitch about it, about my response on that day, because I wanted to be like, yeah, but you made your bed, now lie in it. I mean, and also my thing is, with the whole public coming at me about the BU and Venus thing, and they keep saying I was chasing after BU and I was fighting Venus. At no point did I continuously speak about BU to Venus. Instead, Venus kept asking for meetings when I spoke once. I addressed my issue once. And after that, suddenly people are wanting meetings. Venus wants a meeting because she misses me. Why do you miss me, babes? If you did not feel like you are my friend, why are you missing me?
Let me tell you something, right? You mentioned something that the public coming at you. Now, this is why the public was coming at you.
They had insights.
Sorry? Yeah.
They had insights. Insights.
Perfectly. Yeah. So it was because after having the conversation with BU and Venus, of course, both of them also discussed it. And of course, what's her name? Venus discussed it with is it Terry? Now, it now came across as though you were still angry by having conversations with Tools, with what's her name, Abadimo, and then with even Ntabi that was kind of new in the house at that time. And then it was as if you were now kind of trying to, okay, let me not use the word, let me explain it so you understand what I'm saying. So it's like people that are not aware of what's actually going on, and then you go ahead and tell them that this is what this person did to me. And of course, those people will not be sensible enough to go and hear the second narrative. So they will now stick to their own narrative, and then it will now start informing their perception about them. So at that point in time that you were having conversations with other people about the situation, they were not mature enough to go and start asking Venus, so what did you do to Acacia? Instead, some of them started having this negative vibe against Venus. As a matter of fact, last Saturday night you spent in the house, after that long conversation you had with Friday night, Saturday night, started behaving strangely towards Venus. And that's one thing with Abadimo. I don't know if it's the Sangoma gift that she has. She easily soaks up energy. If you give an information, immediately she soaks it up, and it's almost like inheriting somebody's enemy. And that was the problem of Ntabi. Ntabi came into the house. She had no idea what was going on. People had already started telling her, this person is this. If you check Ntabi in the house right now, it's now like she has formed a force with Mpo against certain housemates who don't even have any idea what is going on, So it wasn't, now you were innocently out of your pain sharing your story to other housemates because you're really there to vent. And I understand. If you were out of the house, you could easily just drive off, go and have a good time, and you'll be fine. So I could relate that you really needed to unbox everything and stop thinking about it. That was why you were talking to those people innocently without intentions of, instigating hatred towards them. But the people you were telling, they were not that smart about it. They started conjuring their own. So that was where the public, in hindsight, had issues with you. So people felt like you were creating enemies for Venus now, not even the BU himself that is all over the place, but Venus.
The topic.
Exactly. So
but that's so ironic, and but also, Glory, it's so ironic because that's why I'm just like, to some degree I try not to entertain this Venus and BU situation, because if people were honest with how things transpired, I stopped engaging with both of them because I felt like they were both wrong. And how I explained it to Venus and BU during my conversations with both of them is that you were flirting with me and you were coming on to me, and now you're making it seem like I'm an idiot, right? And with her, it was from a place where I kept telling you that I'm into this guy, and you went on and you did what you did. What Mveloh's saying, what you guys saw and what was happening in the house is not what is, right? Because also recently I heard that she broke up with BU. How do you break up with someone when there was nothing going on? That doesn't make sense. Like, a lot of things just don't add up, and that for me is just like, man, there's certain things that, Big Brother doesn't, show you guys, and the certain things that he chooses to show you guys, and obviously the narratives are just like painted differently about a specific individual. But it is what it is. But what I can say is they've both come to me and apologized profusely so many times. And if I'm the wrong person, then I don't understand why so many people would come to you, why both of them would come to you on different occasions over and over again apologizing. What are you apologizing for if you've done nothing wrong?
Okay, so as I said, now please don't take this the wrong way. I'm only speaking as viewer. Mveloh, please, what did you see? What do you want to say? Say it.
I'm just like, whoa, she about to make Acacia go off, man. Acacia about to lose her mind.
I will definitely not lose my mind. What I will do is I will press the leave button. I'm outside now.
I would never. You see, the reason why I really wanted us to have this conversation is because out here, there was fire on the mountain. People were irate, like, no, you were trending almost. See, let me tell you what was happening. Every time you had a conversation about BU versus, in fact, your triangle, you were trending back to back in South Africa. You were trending. You were hot topic. Trust me. And to some extent, if things had gone the right direction, it would have played out in your favor. You would have still remained in the house. I'm just telling you the way it is. And because that's the power of trends. Mvelo, you are a marketing specialist. You understand what I'm talking about. There's a way you trend, right? At the end of the day, Bbmzansi is a business, right? The
Yeah.
organizers, they thrive on the show being hot topic. So when a housemate is consistently making the show trend, trust me, you become valuable. You become that item that needs to remain on the show. But for this season, I don't know. I think the viewers they had their own expectations too. They kind of got really upset for the reasons I mentioned to you. But
Yes.
to be honest,
Yes.
now I understand because I was kind of confused, like what is going on? And just like I mentioned, people react differently to
Mm.
situations. If it was me, such a thing happened, I have the conversation with Dennis and you, I would probably walk away and ignore. But I also have to consider the fact that you all were in the confined space. So there was nowhere to walk away to. So I understand. Yes, I understand. And it was allowed that you would talk to people about it. But as I explained to you, the people you were talking to, they were now the information was now changing and everything. So that was what happened. But now the question I want to ask you now is if you have the opportunity to go back into the house, what would you do different to change that negative perception about you?
The only way I could possibly change that negative perception about me is to walk into that house and be so calm, not address anything, not fight with anybody, not argue with anybody, and make sure that they sleep with one eye open. Make sure, because they're always ready for a reaction. You can tell they're always ready for a reaction. You know, the thing
Yeah,
is, when you live with those people, like the people that I lived with in the house, guys, you don't understand. Like, it's so tricky, engaging with those individuals, because you can tell
With
when someone
anyone.
is expecting you to throw a fit. You can
yeah,
tell, right?
yeah.
And with half the conversations or the situations that I've had with people that I've had altercations with in the house, I have tried to walk away and I have tried to, calm down. And then you come back and then you have round two. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even with the case of the Norman situation, right? So the Norman situation did not start in the dining area at that present moment. It began earlier when he was asking me who said when I was dishing up, and he said, why was I in the kitchen dishing up, and who told me to be in the kitchen? And for me, it was like, so now if I'm asked to be in the kitchen with whoever's cooking, do I need to report to you as Norman? You know, and
I heard that.
you know what I mean? And also, it's so ironic how when I was dishing up, he got his plate first. And he's the same individual standing there in front of everybody saying that I give other people plates first. So that for me was just like, what is wrong with you?
I
Are you
remember when
okay?
that
Mama
happened.
was
I
frantic.
remember when that happened. I remember because
Yeah.
Like,
I was sitting there watching the TV, and I remember you said to him, "Come take your plate now before people get up."
how?
I remember you
Hematoph-
saying that. I
And
remember
then
you
you're
saying
standing
that.
in the dining area, and now all of a sudden you're talking about me giving other people when you are literally the first person I gave a plate to. I was just like, this guy is mad. And that's why I decided, let me walk away, because if anything, he's trying to trigger me. And that's why I'm saying it's so tricky when you're in the house, because someone will do
Yeah.
something once and you let it slide, you'll address it and you let it slide. But then you can see, man, this person just wants me. Hey, now they want me. They want my mind, body, and spirit, and soul, and everything in
Yeah.
between.
You see,
You know,
that's why I commend you, Acacia. That's why I commend you for that episode that day. You were really powerful to have walked away because in cases like that, I mean, I follow Big Brother Niger season by season, and I have seen where people who think they are mentally fortified against negativity, they lose
yeah.
it and they give way to their emotions, and then it
Mm.
results in their disqualification or they get a strike. But you were so powerful that you walked away from that. And as I said, if you had given way into Norman's crankiness, trust me, you probably would have gone off the roof. And I want to use this opportunity to commend you again for one thing I noticed. Now, I noticed that in as much as you had your issue going on with what's her name about Venice and
Yoli.
the triangle, no, the triangle, the Venice and Billy triangle, you were very focused on your own pain to the point that even when you would go and talk to certain housemates and they start gossiping about people you were friends with, you never really encouraged the gossip.
Yes.
It's
No,
very,
definitely.
it's very, and
No,
honestly,
I don't do that. No, I
no,
don't do
you
gossip.
try. I noticed it. This, and I'll be specific. The night you were having a conversation with Nicole and Tabi came along, and you know, Nicole and Nale, they have this. It's not a clean, smooth relationship. Although they've had the conversation, but Nicole is still one eye open, one eye closed. Nale is the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So Nicole automatically, and this is not me saying that Nicole is a bad person, but as I said, she has a way of sucking up energies, especially in
Energies.
conversation. You're telling her something, and automatically she swallows up the conversation and she starts telling you about other people, her own self, you know, so it becomes something else. So she was talking about Nali that night, and I was waiting to see if you were going to encourage that conversation, but you did not. And I was really proud
Yeah,
of
no,
you.
I remember that conversation. It was shortly after the whole Temba and Nale saga. And I remember she said, no, but what did Temba say to Nale? I was just like, I don't remember. We were
Yeah.
all angry. We were all hungry in the kitchen. I do not
Mm.
remember what Temba said exactly, and I don't want to bring it up with Nale. I don't want to ask her about it, and I don't want to speak to him about it. Um, and I just let it go just like that because I mean I was close to Temba and Nale, so I felt like I'm not about to discuss my friends. If I have to discuss anybody in the house, it has to be about my issues, things that have to do with me personally. That I
Yeah.
can speak on in depth because I know what I'm speaking about.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, thank you very much. You, for me, you used that opportunity to prove that you were really more concerned about your own business. You weren't really concerned
Yeah.
about the conversation about other people. Mvelo. No, no, no. Let me call your name like Biggie will call your name. Mvelo. Yes, Mvelo. I saw that you really enjoying this conversation. Please, what did you notice in the house that you think could be of more help to us, the viewers out here? Because, as I said, this thing is very tricky. Sometimes I wish I could just jump into my screen, get into the house, and see things for myself. Because, oh my God, the conspiracies in that house is crazy. Everybody is cooking up. You people are busy, man. You people are busy. 2 million rands is not easy. So, what information can you give us to help us absorb certain information from the show more?
Look, the only advice I can give to viewers, and this is now in any country, guys, we need to be, and it is important, and we have to be more light-hearted about stuff. One thing I've picked up is viewers are oversensitive. You will say
Mm,
one thing and then it gets blown up, and you're like, that's not what I meant, you know.
Yeah.
mm,
You'd have a conversation with someone. I mean, I remember I had a conversation with Umpo, and she was saying some stuff, and all I did was nod. Next thing, when I come out, I'm reading Twitter, the answer, nah, but the things Ndelo says about Nale, I'm like, guys, all I did when Paul spoke was nod. Like, it's all I did. Like, I just went, you know. So I really feel like people need to stop being oversensitive, but at the same time, people need to stop always seeking sensation. Um, let's
exactly.
let's let, let's try not project ourselves onto other people. If I'm having a bad day
Mm,
and I'm watching something and I'm watching it from a point of view of my bad day, can I not now go attack Mvelo on a comment that he made because of the day that I've had? Let me rather listen to what he's saying, listen to why he's saying it, get context as to why he's saying it before I jump in and attack the guy on social media. I think that's my only advice to viewers is, guys, sensitivity, let's tone it down by a few degrees. Really. And in as much as friendships have formed and tensions have also formed in the house, it really isn't that bad. Um,
it's not
any
that deep,
any
guys. Hey, it
tension
was
that
a
happens in the
game.
house,
Yeah.
exactly. Any tension
Yeah.
that happens in the house is not something that can't be sorted. But I mean, we also need to guard as viewers how we relay certain messages across. Because, for example, if I'm Nale reading a comment that oh, but the things Mvelo was saying about Nale, Nale is gonna come at me extra hard, and I'm like, but babes, yes, there were times where you did do A, B, C, D, and E. It made someone else
Exactly.
feel like X, Y, and Z. I sat there and nodded. It really shouldn't be a thing, but because of the way things are now relayed to certain people, because remember, when you come out, you're also sensitive about your coming out. So when you read such comments, they will get to your heart. So if people could be kinder, just more kind to each other, more kind to personalities, just more kind in general, many problems that we have in the country would eradicate, you know. So for me, it's a thing of, can people not always project their anger onto people, but can they also just be somewhat sensitive to that, guys, the things that you're saying to people, you're saying them to people that have feelings too. So at the same time, can people not be oversensitive about the content that is shared to them? Because honestly, sometimes the conversation is not that deep. It really is not that deep.
Exactly. Really.
I'm glad you're talking about this because it's actually a two-way conversation. If you would see, I hope you see what I mean anyway, by the time I'm going to say it. So now this is a very, very interesting thing. I don't know if you've seen Squid Game. Squid Game
I
on
haven't
Netflix.
watched it.
You need to watch it. I highly recommend. Now, let me just listen. You see the Big Brother show, Big Brother, the Big Brother franchise worldwide. It's like Squid Game on a smaller platform. That's how it
Ew.
is.
Okay.
And see now, people are paying for whatever subscription, either the DSTV package, whether online, wherever, they're paying for a package. Now, this very first day, all of you housemates get into the house. People are already picking their face. Oh, I like
Of
this.
course.
Oh, I like
Oh,
this. They,
yes.
they've compartmentalized all of you. That this, I have a friend, let me confess, I have a friend that gives out 5,000 books every week to at least two housemates that gave him a lot of drama that week. For him, he's all about the drama. And that is how most people that watch the show actually do it. People
Yeah.
have boring lives. People have boring lives. People have hectic schedules. But for them, once Big Brother is on, this is their guilty pleasure. They want to
Mm.
derive that sport, that adrenaline rush from the show. And for them, at that point in time, they don't care if you are playing a game or if that is your moment of vulnerability. For them, there's something they are looking for. And so,
Mm.
the reason why I'm saying this from, I have been reviewing the show for the past how many years now? 4 years. So I can confidently say that okay, this is what I have noticed from the viewing and viewer perspective. So when you are inside the house, to be very honest, people ride on your emotions, on your drama, on your
Yes.
action, on your body language.
Mm-hmm.
You nod your head, it is content. You sneeze, it is content. You are sleeping. Someone like me, I'm awake till whenever you people sleep. I sleep with you all. I wake up with you all. There are millions of people out there whose schedule is fashioned according to your life in that house. So why I'm saying all of
Yeah.
this is, in as much as you want the viewing audience to be more reasonable and a bit more humane, I'm sorry, my dear, it
It'll
might
never
never,
happen.
exactly,
It won't
might never
happen, but
happen.
it needs to be said that look,
Yeah,
it's like I said, coming back to many of the wars that we're facing as a people.
yeah,
Yes, it might not change today, but it needs to be said.
yes, yes, yeah. And I'm
I
glad
mean,
you
but also, Mvelo, what you're saying, it's about context, right?
Of course, of course.
If you're gonna share something that I said, get the whole thing. Don't just be selective about what you post up on social media. And I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that is where it becomes a problem. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That is where it becomes a
Mm.
big problem because I mean,
yeah,
there's a clip that's circulating, and I was asked about it where apparently I was saying I can buy Tato a house and a car and a whatnot. And I'm thinking, number one, the person that said that, that asked me if I could really buy Tato a house and a car, would I be on the Big Brother show, number one, for 2 million, which is chop change in South Africa? If I could, realistically speaking, would I be on a Big Brother show playing for 2 million, which is nothing in this country? Nothing. Number two, did they get the context of where I was coming from when I said that?
yeah,
And when I said that, it was coming from a place where some people in this house undermine other people, and they're condescending in a sense that they don't even know if the next person can actually buy them a house or buy their family home or buy them a car, or you know what I mean? Because we go into a house and people, you know, it's like based on what you dress or how you dress or how you articulate yourself, then there's this undermining tone that you can sense from individuals. It's like, oh, okay, you know, you think you're better than me, but it's like in the same breath, it's like, but do you know who I really, really am? Because I'm sharing with you what I want you to see, you know. And there's a lot of things that we are going to discover about our fellow housemates when they come out. Chances are we were in a house with a whole billionaire's son, billionaire's child. We don't know that. So when you come onto a person and you're condescending and you're undermining, that's where I was coming from. Uguti, can we just try and be humble in the house as a people? Because we don't even know. Uguti, chances are I might come out of the Big Brother house and be the one that buys the Big Brother franchise tomorrow. You don't know that.
As a matter of fact, the conversation you said is trending. I heard that conversation. I did not see it as a big deal because it wasn't like you said you could buy everybody or buy someone in house. No. It wasn't a big deal. But someone mentioned in the comment section that stan culture is very toxic. Now, that is the power of standing another housemate, which is what we were talking about earlier, right? The moment you get into the house, people have segmented their faves.
Exactly.
You get. So if a viewer is not your fan, there's every possibility that most of your conversations are endangered. Your conversations are the target. Every single action you take in that house is a target. Anything you do, you just boom, 10 seconds. All it takes is just a clip. They take that clip and they fly it. Now, later, they fly it in their WhatsApp group. From WhatsApp group, it gets onto Twitter. From Twitter, it gets to Instagram. And before you know it, it's all over the place. But what I want to encourage you guys to do is, you went into that house. You played a game in a competition. And I will always say this to anybody that wants to go into Big Brother Nigeria. You're going into Big Brother. It's like preparing for an examination. You do not go to write an exam without preparing for it. Now, your preparation in this situation now is your strategy, right? So when you go into that house, and even if you have a strategy, your strategy automatically changes because you've seen other people, they're doing X, Y, Z. Sometimes it's like you're not doing enough, you know, and then you want to up your game. Sometimes it's exhausting. So I want to commend both of you. You went in there, you played your game, even though we misconstrued a lot of things because of how you reacted.
Social media.
Or how you acted. Yes, but now I get a clear picture that, okay, you were feeling this way back then. That was why you did this. That's why you said that. When Venus comes out, hopefully we get an opportunity to have a conversation with her. When Mpoa Bajimo comes out, hopefully we get to talk to her because, woo, I said a lot. I said a lot.
Sorry, guys, just a quick one. I left the chat for you guys. Please just read it quickly. My battery is dying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Okay. Before you leave, let me just quickly ask you one last question, Mveloh, before you leave.
And I'm so sorry for leaving early, ladies. I'm like, guys, I apologize profusely for leaving early, but my battery is not on my side today.
Don't worry. Before your battery leaves, let me just throw this one question. Now, in retrospect, will you say that the men's conference failed woefully?
Look, I haven't been watching now, so I don't know if there's still a conference. I don't know. But when I look back at the contents of the conference, it started off as a light-hearted joke, but we definitely got carried away. And I feel like it's why in a diary session that I had with Biggie, I did say, I'm not going to speak on behalf of everyone, but on behalf of myself. If anyone ever got offended by anything that I had said on the men's conference, if any woman got offended, if any feminist got affected, I profusely apologize because it's like I said, we were in the moment and we got carried away. But did the men's conference help? Did it help people grow? No, it certainly didn't. But once again, it was just boys being boys playing, and yeah, it got out of hand. I will definitely say that. And on my side, I don't know if the other guys are apologetic, so I won't speak for them. But on my side, like I said, as someone who has aunts,
It's okay.
sisters, and
It's okay. Please, I don't want your battery to die. Can you tell us if you have any brand you want to promote? Quickly promote it before your phone goes off.
I'm gonna promote myself, man, as a brand. Okay,
Hold on, hold on,
Yes,
hold on.
darling. Yes.
I'm gonna
Do
promote
it.
myself. Yeah, I feel like if there's any casting director in Nigeria that would want to work with me, I'm very available. Just fly me there. Yeah,
Okay.
just book the ticket.
Okay.
Me, I'll be there. And
I'm going
yeah,
to get
so
your email and put it in this video's description so that
sure.
you know.
It's my name dot my surname at gmail.com. So it's mvelo.ntuli@gmail.com.
Okay. So what are you open to doing? Hosting, MCing? What do you
So
want to do?
right now, I am in talks with production companies. I am going back full time into acting. But as I said, it's still just talks for now. Nothing has materialized, so it's nothing I can speak on fully. Yeah. I also want to be a brand ambassador for any brand that wants me to be the ambassador. Hence to any brand in Nigeria. I'm very available.
Yes. Yes.
So I
We
think
are
I
looking
think
forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. So I think right now I'm just taking things slowly, but I am looking into getting back into acting. In any country, I'm more than willing to do it. Because I love the craft so much. I'm not going to limit myself to just the country, but also, being a brand ambassador as well is not something I'm going to limit to just South Africa. I feel like if us as Africans could come together, how nice would it be to have a brand ambassador in SA that's pushing a brand from Nigeria? Understand?
Yeah.
I think that shows unity as well as
Yeah.
Africans. So I'm all for that. I do also want to take a stronger stance in being an activist for gender equality and as also being someone who's against gender-based violence. I mentioned the reasons, so I won't go back into them for purposes of this battery of mine. But yeah,
Mm.
that's just where I am.
Okay, two things from the viewers in the comment section. They want you to open a YouTube channel. They feel like there's a lot that you can share from your wealth of knowledge.
I've been told so much
Secondly,
to do this, and I'm so
please
afraid
do
to. I don't
it.
know why.
Do me a favor, open your YouTube channel, send it to me. I'm going to drop it on my community tab for people who have been asking to go and subscribe. And then, secondly, all your social media handles, just help me DM them, on Instagram,
Okay.
and then I'll forward them on the description of this video.
Sure, no problem. I'll do it like in a second.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for your time, Glory. It
Thank
was really
you.
nice speaking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bangalow.
okay, so you're not leaving when it's not after school yet. You are still here when I extra lessons.
Yeah. How long is this? How long is this live for?
As long as it takes, Acacia. As long as it takes. Okay.
No, I've got plans. Time is
With
money.
who?
I've got plans.
With who? With who? Because B still in the house. Who do you have plans with, Acacia?
Oh
Acacia, tell us.
wow. Oh wow. Bello, just go away.
No, guys, I have to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for your viewers
Thank
and
you
their
so much,
live as well.
Man,
Guys,
Bello.
have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Vero. Oh my God, that was rich. Acacia, apologies, we're still keeping you here. We just have a few questions more to ask you, all right? And the reason why I'm still asking you questions is because I really want you to rewrite a lot of perceptions that people have about you outside the house, okay? So this next question is about a conversation you had. I think that was last week. It was a conversation involving your ex's girlfriend putting up your daughter's picture on social media. You were
Yes.
you were very on that conversation. And a lot of people obviously missed out on the start of that conversation. So they did not get the context. And then the word that was out on the street was, oh, Acacia is very, very vindictive. She has not forgiven her baby daddy. That's why, blah, blah, blah. So I would like you to please, explain to people, because I heard that conversation and I understood where you were coming from. But a lot of people do not understand. So if you don't mind, just go ahead and shed more light on that people get the picture of what you were trying to say.
I mean, Glory, look, the father of my child and I are okay. We are on good speaking terms. We are co-parenting and very well at that. So whatever they're saying is unfortunately fake news, right? But in the same breath, a mother is a mother is a mother. Right? And a mother is very protective of their child. And I am that mother. I am what you call a helicopter mom.
Mm-hmm.
That is me. I am there, you know, through and through, and I don't want people to always have this misconception that I'm not a great mom or whatever. Like I'm an amazing mom, and I don't need validation from anyone outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, with regards to the whole picture thing, what I was basically saying is I am not against the father of my child being in any relationship with any female.
Mm-hmm.
My only rule is that female is not allowed to post a picture of themselves with my child on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I have to give reasons as to why, because I feel like they culturally and as Africans, there is a vast difference between being a girlfriend and a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to, you know, we need to find a balance in that, because if look at it this way, if I have to get a boyfriend, not a husband, a boyfriend, and my boyfriend takes a picture with my daughter and posts it on social media, and then 2 months down the line I break up with my boyfriend and I find another boyfriend, and he, because I am that individual, I'm comfortable because I'm happy now, you know, love makes you not think straight. And then my boyfriend decides, that new boyfriend decides to take a picture again with my daughter and post it on social media. And then I break up with that guy, because a lot of us can't say we've been in relationships very long, you know, in this day and age. It's rough, it's bad, and it's a lie. Um, and then so basically just the ripple effects of that happening. So now how many men do I have on my social media or social media in general with pictures of themselves with my daughter? Does that sound and seem right? Morally correct? In a sense, it is not. So why in this instance, when I am saying I would not like another woman doing that, it is wrong? Because
Yeah.
if a woman says something, then it's, oh, she's jealous, she's bitter. No, I'm not bitter. I'm protecting my child. That is exactly what I'm doing. I am
Mm-hmm.
protecting my child. And if I have to protect my child on social media, then so be it. I am the only person allowed to post my child on social media, and the father of my child and whoever else is close. But girlfriends, like partners, it's very different. Partners, we cannot be using our children as bait to show how much we love each other as partners. I disagree with that on so many levels. Um, because if I had to do that, and you know, and I post this guy on social media with him holding my daughter this week, and a month later another guy, chances are I'd be called a whore. I'd be called dysfunctional, and I'd be called, you know, all these words, and you know, I'd be addressed as, oh, this woman, you know, she can't find stability for her child, this woman this woman that. So whoever finds it offensive about what I said in, you know, in whatever conversation that I had with regards to this issue, then honestly they can genuinely stop following me, or you know, engaging or following anything that I have to say. Because if there's one thing I will definitely not do, is let people dictate on how I need to respond, on how I raise my child. Point blank, period.
And that's a period.
Thank you. What
That's
if the
a
father of my child
period.
understands, who are you on Twitter to question me? Like,
Yeah. You know what, Acacia? Listen, this is accolades to you, because the truth is, people. I'm not a mother, but I have sisters that have kids, so at least to
exactly.
some extent, I can relate with that. A lot of people do not understand what happens with parenting, so people just
Mm,
they just talk. And listen, if
yeah.
a parent fashions out a system that works out well for them, as long as they are protecting their child in the process. To me, I'm all for that. And I agree with you 100%. Nobody, I mean, social media is a very beautiful space, but at the same time, sometimes it gets volatile, especially to
Yeah.
children. Yeah. So,
I mean, look, Glory, it's a case of, at no point did I say I don't approve of the father of my child being in a relationship.
oh, yes.
At no point did I say the father of my child is not supposed to be in a relationship and they're not supposed to go out with the child, with the partner, whatsoever. My only issue is that I don't want that life portrayed on social media. I don't do it, and he does not do it either. Because you must understand, now we are showing the world how many girlfriends you are chopping and changing and, you know, inviting in the space of our child. And also, if I do that, now I'm also showing the world that I'm so, you know, I'm also chopping and changing partners. And it's not the correct picture. We can do that privately, you know. He can, and I'm not saying he can't change partners. He can definitely change partners, because it doesn't always work out, you know. But can we just try and protect the child on social media from that narrative, you know, from that space and that negativity? Because people on social media will judge, they will judge him and they will judge me. So if I have to do that and change men and every single picture has my daughter in it, it's, oh my God, you are so dysfunctional. And if he has to do that, they'll also have something to say. So we will change partners privately and not involve our child on social media. You guys will see me with my new partner. I don't care. But whether my child is in and out of that new partner's life, that is personal and private. And we would like to keep it that way. And that's how it's been, and that's how it will always be.
Kudos, kudos,
But
kudos,
if it's a
Acacia.
wife, and like I said, Glory, then a wife, then they will be taking family portraits, and that is okay, because now that is your wife. Because now the process of leaving that person is more tedious than a breakup. A breakup, you can simply walk out of that door and never come back, and it's okay. A divorce takes longer. A divorce is a hectic process. You know what I mean? Like, it involves family. But a boyfriend and a girlfriend, no, guys, can we relax?
It's flimsy. Acacia, listen, kudos to you. It's obvious that you are a great mom. By the way, I took out the liberty of sourcing out the picture of your daughter. She's gorgeous. I mean, I'm like, Nigerian language, that person born this one. She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even explain what you went through birthing your child, even the process of not being with the father. But listen, what you're doing right now, that is what every parent should be doing. Protect your child. Period. Protect your child. Whoever doesn't like it, then just go and hug the wall. But protection is key. And you're doing this. Honestly, for you to be bold enough to stand your ground, you know, regardless of the reactions that a lot of the housemates were having the day you were having that conversation. For me, I was really giving you a lot of accolades here that yes, this is what you believe in, this is what you've been doing, and it's been working for you. So just continue in that light, and trust me, your child will be grateful when she grows up. And
my child is happy. My child is happy knowing me and my you know, the father's you know, partner. Like, my child is happy. She doesn't have to be on social media posing with her for the world to see how happy she is. Like, she's happy.
And that's key. That's key. Anyways, away from all the drama, Acacia, please tell us what you're on about moving forward. And please tell us you have a skincare line, because we must know the secret to flawless skin.
No, I do not, guys. I don't. I don't. You know, if I had to tell people what I use, they'd be very shocked because it's so cheap. But it's like the best.
We like cheap things because they
no, actually, I feel like you guys don't like cheap things. I feel like you guys love the expensive things.
I like cheap things. Do I look expensive? I like cheap
social media loves expensive things. I use like the most, like the cheapest, like literally the bar of soap that I use in South Africa is 10 rand, and the ointment that I use for my face, at most I would spend 21 rand for it. And that is how I maintain my skin. But more than anything, I went through the worst breakouts. Like, it was delayed puberty. Like, it was so late. And yeah, I had managed to get my skin back.
Let me give you one advice. You see those products that you've been using that have been working for you, eh? If I were you, send your PRO management. They should go and contact those companies. Tell them that people are asking, and you are about to give away the secret. They need to sign you on, first of all, as a brand.
That's why I'm saying I don't want to speak about it, because I feel like they owe me that much to sign me on first.
When the time is
before
right,
I
then you can run
advertise.
it up.
I'm not about to do free advertising.
Exactly. That is it, Capiche. So we are moving away from that now. Tell us about what you plan on doing. Do you have any business that you already had before going into the house? What is it you're open to doing now that you want people to look forward to seeing?
I mean, similar to Mvelo, I would love to get into the acting space. I would love to, get my name out there in terms of, the crafts of acting, and but more than anything, I'm more into theater acting. I feel like there's more depth in theater acting, and people that have trained in theater are more, advanced, because in theater you must understand there's no cut camera action.
Yeah.
You flow, you good, you know what to do, when to do it. But more than anything, I'm into modeling, so I'm just trying to, get back on my feet with that, do a couple of shoots, work with my friend who's a visual artist. We did a breast cancer awareness shoots recently.
I saw
So
it.
just yeah, so just like push content, just push content. But now more than anything, I would love to work with, big brands. I would love to work with big brands, and I feel like I'm deserving of it. I've supported so many brands with my own money for the longest time. I feel like at least make me an ambassador this time. Um, so I'm gonna try just get in contact with some of the brands, but more than anything, that's what I'm trying to do. Modeling, love it. Acting, love it. Um, but in future, I would also love to own like a mobile breast clinic. So do like, your breast checkups in like high schools, for the underprivileged girls, because I mean mammograms are very expensive. And also just like make it easier for them to have mammograms,
Yeah.
at a young age. Because I mean, when I discovered I had breast lumps, I was 18 and I was in high school. So I can just imagine how many girls actually do have breast lumps and they can't tell their families about it, or they can't disclose, because of like the lack of education thereof, with regards to this. So I would love to do that. I would love to work with the best breast surgeons, and just push, man, and just push. But more than anything, I want peace, I want happiness, and that's why I'm going to try and stay away from Twitter, because Twitter be toxic. I'll stay on Instagram. Twitter's toxic, because I love my peace of mind. I love being happy, and I'm very confrontational. So if I stay on Twitter, I'm definitely going to be that girl. So yeah, I'm steering clear of Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that works for you at this point in time. You've had enough of toxicity. Now
Of
it's all about
drama.
closing and purging your mind. And trust me, listen, one thing I really do hope for you is you get a lot of brands coming after you, because we saw you on the show. I mean, girl, you are a brand on your own. There's a lot of needs. I mean, is it your hair? Is it your skin? Jesus, listen, I pray for you that they come knocking, and I also pray that your PR team, they get the strength to really push you out there, because you really need to be seen, you need to be heard. So I really do hope
Yeah,
that
thank you so much.
everything works for you. Yes, and tell your daughter that she's getting a lot of love from over here. She's so beautiful, trust me. Tell her she's
Thank you
getting a
so
lot of
much.
love. Yes, and my dear, how does the Bible say, go and sin no more, go and worry no more? Thank you so much, Acacia. Have an
Thank you
amazing,
so much,
amazing
Lori. It's been lovely. Thank you for having me. And shout out to Nigeria for the support and the love. And they must follow me on Instagram and Twitter. But I doubt I'll be very active on Twitter, though.
Okay, I'm gonna drop your Instagram account, the handle. I'm gonna drop it in the description of this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same with the Bella's one as well. I'm also gonna drop
All
your
right.
email address, yes, so that
Yes.
if anybody wants to contact you. So
Yes.
Akeja, thank you so much for honoring my invite. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have
much. And tell there's a Nigerian brother that claims he bought me a car. I don't know that Nigerian brother. Apparently, I've got a fiance and he bought me a car. It's not. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie.
listen, hey, they
Yes.
will buy you that car. because this channel has to be the first channel to carry that news. They must buy you that car.
No, he must. He must buy me that car.
Yes, yes, they must buy it. But trust me, I'm sure enough people will definitely want to connect with you. They'll definitely.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you for having me again.
All
Enjoy
right,
the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye. Woo! Oh my God, guys. Please, if you enjoyed the conversation for today, just go ahead. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed the conversations today. And sorry, guys, I was literally checking the comment section to see if I could get your questions. And some of the questions I asked, I was able to get some of them to ask Acacia and Mveloh. But it's been such a lovely time out with them. And this is one thing I always look forward to, guys, getting these housemates, getting them to tell their own story, because we saw what we saw. We were shown what we were shown. And at the end of the day, we need to actually get the complete narrative. There's always the danger of the single narrative. The single narrative is what we see on our screens. We do not get to see every single thing, but hey, it is what it is. So the stage is now free for anybody that would love to join me on here and have further conversations about this. So if you want to join, I'm just going to go ahead and share the link to this live stream in the comment section. All right. So if you want to come on here and have a conversation with Gloria Elijah, just go ahead and click on that link and you'll be on here live with me. Okay. I need your feedback, guys. So if you want us to talk about this conversation that just ended, just click on the link and come on here. Let me go on a short water break as I wait for you guys to join. Okay. Is there anybody coming on here? Is anybody coming on here? If there's nobody, then we just might have to end this live stream. But if there's someone, okay, we have someone on here. Nelly, your devices are not connected, or your device is not connected. I don't know how many devices you're trying to add on, but your device is not connected. So please check that your device is connected so that I can actually add you. Okay, so we have someone else here. Hello, we can't. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That was really awkward. Please, guys, if you're coming on here, please do us a favor, all right? Let's get to see you, all right? Please, let's get to see your face. So the link is still on there. I'm going to go ahead and share the link again if you want to join this conversation. Anyways, I've dropped the link in the comment section. Whilst I wait for you guys, I'm just going to give a roundup of how I felt about this conversation. To be very frank with you all, I felt really refreshed. It was really nice getting to know the housemates again, one-on-one. Because to be very honest, there's a lot of distractions in Billy's house. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of happenings. This housemate is cooking up one idea or the other to create their strategy. So there's a lot going on that sometimes we get to miss out some of the things that's happening. And so, guys, it was quite necessary to have this conversation with the housemates so that we also get to know what they were up to.
Hello, Glory. it's like I'm the first invitee now. Yeah. It's like I'm the first person to join this live. Well, I swear, Glory. I have been enjoying all the conversation, all the interview, everything. Glory, I don't know if Glory, you are going where then? You are going where? If you are doing a good job, you are doing a nice job. We are here, every day. If I don't watch your video, if I'm at work, my body will be doing jiggy jiggy, will be doing gada. I will be saying, What video has Glory dropped today? What is happening? In fact, I want to hear the gist. Glory, I swear. In fact, God bless you. You are not only my crush, the happiness you are giving me. I hope and I pray it's from God. Well, I swear, Glory. If I have you as a wife, I don't think I will have anything to think in this life anymore. All for me just to go to work and bring the money. I swear, Glory. No.
Oh my God.
Glory. No, you are laughing. Just I know it sounds funny. Glory. Of course.
Sorry, Michael. I'm sorry.
No, you are laughing. Maybe let me just tell you the truth. It's because I'm not in Nigeria at this moment. If I'm in Nigeria, maybe I could have knocked on your door. Go, please, hold my ring. Will you marry me? No, I swear. Maybe if you told me that I will dig sniper and fall on your doorstep. You are laughing. No, that's Glory. I just want to commend you. You are doing a great job. If you are doing forget, I know it's your YouTube channel, but the joy you are giving me, I don't know for other people. The joy you are giving me is enough. I can't pay. If I want to pay, it's not. I don't have money to pay. But along the line, well done. Thank you very much. The interview was nice, and everybody they said their mind. That is it. You understand? Really, we are out here. We don't know what is happening inside. Just like Big Brother Niger, we are out here. We don't know what is happening inside. We all are human beings, different people, different character, different mindsets. You understand? Sometimes for me, before I do something, I have to put myself in another person's shoe to know if I do this thing, how will this okay, if it is me, how will I feel? That is it. And so we need to, just to know what is happening and then just to do what is right. That is all I just have to say, Glory. Well done. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Hello, Michael.
I greet you all. I'm fine.
Sorry, I want to throw a question to Michael. Glory, let me throw a question to Michael.
Okay.
Michael said that if he is in Nigeria, he would have proposed to you a long time ago. Wherever you are, you can just get.
No, I don't want to do online. I don't want to do online proposal.
I'll fly business class for you to get yourself to Lagos and do the proposal. No, bros. If I want to propose to a woman, I want to marry you, will buy me ticket. No, I can buy ticket for myself. No. Distance is the barrier.
No. What I mean is that thank you very much for the offer. In fact, I appreciate it. I humble myself. You know what I mean is that because of work and that is it. I don't want to do online proposal. I want to do physical. In fact, I would like to know her first. Know her very well. I know I have known her, but not in social media. For real life. Oh, my brother. Thank you. But if
I wanted to put that out there because if you get it,
I greet you. It's like
now.
Tia wants to say something. Tia, please.
I'm just saying, Mike, we've heard you, bro. You've gone all in. It was your time to shine.
Well, I swear.
You see how Glory can't even have words to utter. It's like you going in. It's your chance, my bro. Well done.
I find this very cute. But really, Kelly Michael, honestly, Jesus Christ, I can't remember the last time someone interviewed me like that. My head wasn't.
No, it sounds funny. Maybe it sounds funny from you. No, I'm telling you the truth. I have seen women. If I here where I am here in Western world, I have seen so many women. Of course, you are a exception. No, the truth is that I follow you every day. I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on your YouTube every day. I watch you. I believe you are just an open-minded person. I know everybody have his own part. Everybody, even me, everybody have his own part. Everybody have his own weakness. Everybody have his own mentality. But Glory, if you talk that in this YouTube channel, you just open for me, I told you the joy you give me. I say if I'm walking I will. In fact, all that's for me to close and go to and see how many video Glory has dropped today. How am I going to watch? And I have time to watch them. So, sometimes.
Where in the world are you?
You know, myself, first of all, it's not funny. I'm not laughing at you, but you're giving me so much joy, and I'm sure people that are watching they're so happy.
That's the way you are giving me joy too. That's the way you are. Of course, this is the opportunity. You know, I don't normally come to your life. I come once in a while because of the time. I said today because of even the last time. The last time you interviewed the other two people from the Big Brother, I was online, but I could not connect because everybody, it was full before I came. So there was no chance for me to come in. Okay, I said, okay, no problem. Whenever I have my time, I will just express my mind, express my feeling. No, that is it. It's as I said.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Other people's time, but really, I really appreciate such amazing news from you. Oh my God, my head. I feel like I'm having a headache from laughing too hard. Thank you so much, Michael.
I'm sorry. Please don't have a headache.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Honestly, that's just what I can say. Thank you so much. I mean, you don't know me one-on-one, but from what you've seen on my channel, obviously, it's giving you some positive vibes. And I'm happy you're getting that kind of energy from here. So thank you so much. We will talk, all right? So that it doesn't look like you're taking over the whole show with the virtual proposal. But thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much, Kelly. There's Eunice here. Eunice is in the house. She's been too quiet. Hi, Eunice. How are you? Eunice, can you hear us?
No,
hello, Eunice.
Doesn't look like it.
Hey, Glory.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Hi, Glory.
I'm good. How's your day been?
How are you?
I am fine. Thank you. Oh my God, she's out.
Oh, she left. Oh, she's out. Maybe her network.
Let us quickly get into
Michael is happy about that. Michael is happy about that. Someone left.
No. Why will I be happy? He pays you because you are. No. No. Please.
From my side, I'm all the way from Mzansi, by the way. I'm in South Africa.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So, man, you're doing a stellar job, eh? It's beautiful how you give you see some people will give a not so balanced view of things, and you also give us a chance to think about stuff and have your say as well, you know. It's not about Glory's way of seeing things. So I enjoyed watching your videos, even if I've seen the live show and I come and watch what's Glory gonna take a say about this thing. So it's quite you're doing a very good job. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tia. Thank you so much. So let me ask you, how do you feel about our conversation with Acacia and Mveloh?
Yeah, well, Acacia is a I don't want to stereotype her, but I will say she's sort of a typical Mzansi lady, you know. Especially, I'll touch with the part of the girlfriend not posting the daughter on the thingy. You know, for me, I get where she's coming from. But remember, Thembu addressed this as well. I get where she's coming from, but what is the father's side of things? You know, if I meet someone, not all of us want to get married, by the way. So let's say I meet this woman, and I feel like I'm comfortable with this lady. I see a future with her. What is wrong with me now wanting to share? Themba put it very well. She said, now I'm out with maybe she's got a kid as well. We are out eating somewhere. So now I must take my daughter, put her there. We take a picture, bring her in, we take a picture. I mean, from that side, it's a bit tricky. But, it depends anyway how you view things. But I think most of women, I would say women here in South Africa, there is that thing of, you came into my life, we had a baby, now you want to leave me. Hell no, you're not going to. I'm not going to let you off the hook that easily, especially if their side of things, they are not maybe in a relationship or progressing in life. They will feel like you can't be having so much fun, whereas I am here stuck with all the promises you made me, and then you left. You see, so it's a tricky balance. So I don't know how the other gents feel about it, but from my side, it's like
Okay, Sia, I understand what you were saying. So that particular conversation, it happened in the garden. They were all living on the ground. So I heard that conversation. I listened to it from start to finish. And Acacia did not say that our daughter's father's girlfriend cannot take pictures. Now, what she emphasized on was when they go out, when they have their fun, they can take pictures, do whatever they want to do, but the pictures must not get to social media. Same way, if she is dating another man, trying to get on with her life, get onto a new relationship, she cannot take her daughter along and then take pictures with the man and put it on social media. Because there's every tendency that she can break up with the man. So the question is, what happens to the pictures? The pictures are already on social media. And once it gets onto social media, you don't know who has taken the picture. You don't know who's taking the picture. So she said what she cannot do with her daughter in the picture, she will not allow the husband to do the same. And if you go to Acacia's Instagram page, you will find out that there are pictures of her daughter, of course, the picture of herself and her daughter, but there is no picture of Acacia hanging out with a male friend and the daughter. So you will notice that her personal dating life is very, very different from her family life with her daughter. And if you ask me, I think that is very, very healthy for the daughter because you're protecting the child, from any sort of confusion. Because there's every tendency that, okay, the daughter's father might break up with 1, 2, 3 women before he finally settles down again. So if you heard what she explained, that is what she's trying to avoid. Because the daughter will grow up and she will see her picture on social media and she will ask questions. Oh, mommy, who is this? Daddy, who is this? What happened? So you don't want to start explaining your complicated dating lifestyle to your child. And for me, I feel like, the healthiest thing to do is separate your family life from your dating life, from your child. Your child must be protected at all costs. Keep your child safe from all of those, inconsistencies in your life as an individual. Do you understand?
Yes. Now I seem to get the fuller picture because my thing, I thought it was like no pictures with. Now I understand that there's no pictures on social media with.
Yes, on social media.
Okay. No. Now I fully get it. Now I fully get it. It can be a bit tricky, yes. In a later stage to say, who are all these men, playing daddy? Who's my daddy actually? No. I get it now. I get it.
Exactly. I'm glad. Michael, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, that is what. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. He actually, because I saw when they were the updates Glory did about that incident when the housemates reacted. So and right now she came out and at the interview and Glory asked her again, so that she can explain better to the viewers, to the public, so that they will know that's the reason why she felt so. Really, definitely. I know she's a single mother. She's a baby, she's not with the man anymore. So the man, you cannot. That's a. In fact, I blame the man. I blame the man. You understand? You date a girl today, then you take picture with that girl. Then in 2 months later, you are dating another girl. You take picture with your daughter with that girl. You know, changing women with your daughter's picture. You know, all those things is not good. You understand? She's a small. She's a baby. She doesn't even know what you are doing. Along the line, you are putting out there. You are putting her out there with different women you are changing. You know. So the way she reacted as a good mother. I love when I was listening to the news. In fact, I was just nodding my head. That is it.
Yeah.
The way she reacted, she reacted goodly, genuinely, and to save, to protect our child. Really, of course, it's not good. For me, I didn't support it at all. I didn't support it.
The comment section now. The comment section.
Excuse me.
Okay, Luthando, you have a contrary opinion. Do you want to come online and share with us? You said you found the opinion out of order. So if you would like to come online and elaborate on that, so that we can.
The other thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. It kind of bothers me. I don't know. Maybe I'm too. I think you mentioned this in one of your videos. What do you guys feel about our big brother being so lenient towards these guys? These guys are getting away with murder in that house. The things they do. I don't know if they know the rules or maybe it's a special edition of Mzansi's big brother. I don't know. It takes away. But if I'm sleeping with you in bed and you can sweep and you can whisper for an hour, you could be planning the show.
Hey, that is the main problem. That is the whispering is too much. You can't even hear what they are saying. They are just whispering. It's not. Big brothers need to. Their big brother Mzansi or big brother South Africa need to do something about that whispering. It's not good at all. And all those housemates, the things they are just doing, they are just living as if they are in the world or they are in their house. Oh, I swear.
That was why I did that video. I think I did that video yesterday. That was why I did that video because I literally said it all on that video. But just to reflect back to it, I said these housemates, I don't know because this is my first time following Big Brother Mzansi, so I don't know how it used to be. But this one is so glaring that the housemates they don't really care about the house rules. That whispering is the worst.
No. Where?
And it's exhausting because as I put it on that video, there's a breach in communication. You are talking, the viewers cannot see. There was a particular night that this thing.
We cannot stay awake. We cannot stay awake and not be hearing what you are saying. What are we staying awake for? What are we staying awake for? In the night, we are trying to watch and to see what is happening. Then later, everything you are not even hearing. You will stay at work. You will not even sleep.
It seems so compromised in a way, and also the fact that people that can tell the housemate that guys, I know we've got about 11 languages here in South Africa.
I hope Big Brother will do something about it. I hope they will do something about it.
You can't speak in your dialect for too long. Translate it immediately. But now comes Sunday, the host of the show now comes in and speaks with them in our own slang. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You're completely
okay.
Lawrence in the dialect he's speaking with them. I mean, you are cutting off. I mean, I don't understand it. Maybe I am.
God bless you for raising that. On Sunday, I was so frustrated when Lawrence was interviewing Norman. Was it Norman? He was talking to Gashwan, and everything he said. He was talking to. He said everything in I don't know which particular language, African. He said everything in the African language. I was lost.
Yes, it was street slang language. Yeah.
I was lost. I was just like, what the hell is going on? What is he talking about? I was really frustrated because I could not really understand. And listen, I feel like this is where the organizers of the show they are not really doing well because it's obvious that the viewers They keep on complaining about a lot of things, but they are not taking these corrections. They're not taking these complaints. And thankfully, the show is a 24/7 show. So it's not like they recorded it so they cannot make changes. They
It's
can
not pre-recorded. You know, it's not pre-recorded at all. It's live
so they can
show.
actually make these changes, but I don't know why. And well, okay, I understand that Lawrence's part most of the time is recorded. The Sunday live show, the live nomination show, it's actually recorded. The part, anytime you see Lawrence on stage, it's actually recorded, right? So and he follows the script. But I just feel like a lot to be done to change that inconsistency because 1 minute Lawrence is speaking English and the next minute Lawrence is speaking the local language, and then half the viewing public were lost. We are not listening.
Yes, Lord, but my thing is, why are you as big brother mentioning it to the house that guys do not speak in your dialects for too long, translate immediately, but your own. I mean, Lawrence in a way is sort of like big brother's face to them, you know? Why aren't you correcting your own guy to say, Chief, you also try to speak 95% English so that people outside South Africa can also understand you. Unless you are doing the show for us, then it doesn't matter to us because we can hear everything they're saying. Of which now it becomes a disadvantage because it's not only South Africans who vote
Exactly.
for nominees, you know? So in that dialect, South African dialect speaking, it can change some narratives a bit. So I don't know if I want to check other guys on it, but I'm not happy with that, and I'm South African, and I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, I thank you so much for pointing that out. I'm reading the comments from the comment section. Virgo said the host should lead by example, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine Ebuka of Big Brother Nigeria, whenever he wants to give a program, he would say it in Igbo sometimes, and then he will now translate to English, or sometimes Pidgin. Even if he says it in Pidgin, he translates to English. So people should be able to understand. That is communication. When people cannot understand what is being said, then it becomes noise, the breach in communication. And I feel like there's a lot of that going on with Bbmzansi. Someone is saying this big brother is sleeping during the night. Boring this year. Yeah, kinda. Because there's no punishment. There's no punishment for any of the housemates that's going against the house. I mean, look at yesterday. Look at yesterday. Big brother was cooking. Hello?
I almost fainted when Terry was like talking over him. I was like, this can't be right.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, this one took the chopstick props from the game to the house. Nothing. I'm like, what are you doing here, guys? Is there a show with the rules? Or they should warn us then and say, guys, these are the rules. Don't be surprised if housemates do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can know. Because, you know, if it at a later stage now, Biggie comes in and reprimands one of them for doing something that the other one did previously, then, I mean, if you let one incident go, you might as well let all of them go. Because it's going to be prejudicing one of them now. If you're going to say, maybe in 5 weeks, in 6 weeks' time, say, Jamba, don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you let Terry get away with it. So where is the balance and fairness in that?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tia. Mickey, what are your observations so far? I mean, from the conversation we had with Acacia and Mveloh, and also Mickey's race conversation about the rules constantly being broken in Biggie's house. We can't hear you, Mickey.
What is wrong with my mic?
I can hear you now. You were muted. Mickey.
He muted himself.
You muted yourself, so you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, is it fine now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, like I was saying before, the conversation went great. In fact, from the beginning of the interview to the end of the interview, before the boat gets left, you did a good job like you always do. So kudos to that. Then with the rules being broken in the house, this is why Big Brother and Mzansi I don't watch. I watch maybe once in a while. I don't know why Big Brother cannot get it into his head that, okay, fine, these people are actually being disrespectful to him in a way that he should take a stand and say enough is enough. I saw a video you put up yesterday. Big Brother was saying like Big Brother was saying something, and one of the lady kept calling Big Brother, like interjecting and all that. I think, okay, someone said something. You know, in South Africa, there is this culture about South Africa that, okay, fine, it's not freedom of speech. They don't want to be sued because people, those guys in the house, they have the right. They can come out tomorrow and come up with, okay, fine. In as much as I'm in your house, I'm your guest, but I feel like you disrespected me. Do you get my point? So that is a Big Brother.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I am not understanding. So you are in Biggie's house. There are rules. And then I shut you down when you are talking, when I'm talking as the host of the house. And then you come out later and you sue me. Like people really do that.
Yes, now because South Africa is a country whereby everybody have access.
No. Miki, no.
Let me land my point. I'm looking at that perspective, like people doesn't want to be too hyped on them in order not to clamp on their on their right. Do you get my point? So
Miki,
he said that if anybody have access to Big Brother, they should talk to him. In fact, he should just wake up from the sleep and actually come out with a very iron hand, so that people in the house know that, okay, this is a game, and like you say, rules is meant to be obeyed. They are not obeying the rules, and Big Brother keep giving them free pass. They call it free pass, right? So, and I think they have already exhausted all the free passes now. This is the time for Big Brother to actually stand and take action. You know why is Glory put another person? I don't want to say something.
Wait, no, I'm literally shocked, and I'm speechless right now. Why do you think that Big Brother is being extremely lenient, and then Lawrence on Sunday he comes and he does not exchange any conversation, he does not exchange the conspiracies. Look at what happened. The accusation Nale made against Themba. I was expecting Biggie to address it. I was expecting Lawrence to come on Sunday and reveal the conversation or the event as it happened, but nothing was actually done. The only thing Big Brother said in the diary room the next few days was Big Brother expects housemates to resolve their differences. I said, no, that is a heavy accusation on someone's image. When that guy comes out of the house, people might see him as volatile. He might have image issues. So he's going to need a strong PR to start doing a cleanup of his reputation. So, Luthando, what do you think about that?
Glory. Oh, hi. Hi, Glory. Hi, everyone. So I noticed, I think as soon as you mentioned in one of your videos earlier this week, I did notice that Big Brother is really lenient. But the thing is, I'm thinking maybe with the production still being new, in the sense that we've just come out of a hiatus where we weren't actually having any Big Brother Mzansi. I think at this point in time, it's more like a learning experience, in the sense that we have the rules, but they don't necessarily know how to implement or to be strict with the rules. And I just think as time goes by, perhaps the organizers, I was actually hoping that someone within the organizing team watches your videos, Glory, because really I also have noticed that the house is going amok. Everyone is just doing their own thing. I'm not really understanding. There aren't any clear rules. You kind of wonder whether there is actually a rule book in that house. So I'm curious to see as time goes by, but definitely there's something a bit off with that. But the reason why I came on was because of you, Sia. Congratulations. So I think a comment that Sia had with regards to South African women, and like, I'm not a parent, by the way, I'm not a parent, but in listening to what Acacia was saying, I do think co-parenting is something people are learning. It's a learning experience. So in essence, you're trying to see what is best for the child, right? Sometimes as parents, you have to kind of look outside of your own happiness with regards to your relationship and what your partner wants. and actually look at what's best for the child. The child did not give an okay to be on social media. And I think that's where Acacia was coming from. Yes, of course, when you are in a partnership and you have friction within that relationship, of course, you might question the partner and say, what really is your intention with regards to the way you're reacting to this particular situation? And I think that's a situation that the two adults should be sorting out and kind of navigating together. But in essence, when working with social media, it's really important, and in co-parenting just in general, I do believe that it's important that the child's safety and protection is at the forefront. So I think that's where I understood Acacia with that particular situation. But overall, I was really happy to see both Mveloh and Acacia on. I was really sad to see how, especially Mveloh, he's got such a bubbly, like just such a nice, easygoing personality. I was very sad to come to the realization that the house just has so much pressure that he couldn't let that shine to that extent, to the extent that I saw today, because I think I would have been a huge fan of his had I seen this side of his. But I think it just goes to show that the house comes with a lot of strong personalities. And at the end of the day, as Glory always says, it's a social experiment. So it's a battle of the fittest and a battle of who will be able to withstand these kinds of conditions. But it was so refreshing seeing both of them, very beautiful people, very eloquent. And yeah, thanks so much, Glory.
Thank you so much, Luthando. I am really glad you came online. Guys, I'll always remind you all that there are certain people on this channel that are scholars. Luthando is one of those people. She's a PhD aspirant, let me put it that way. She's currently doing her research and all. I mean, so the fact that you have time to come on here and have this conversation, we really appreciate. Thank you so much. Sia, I hope you understand now. All right. So let me just quickly, Luthando, if you still have a bit of time, just stick around. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Okay. So Vincent, hi, Vincent, look. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Vincent.
Glory.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm good, and you?
I am good. Where are you joining us from?
Yeah, I'm from Botswana.
Ah, nice.
Botswana.
All right. So, were you on the conversation with Acacia and Mveloh?
Yeah, I was on, and I get a lot of things. Let me comment on the use of Vanek in the Big Brother's house. I feel like every housemate is breaking the rules because Big Brother is no longer, and he doesn't apply the rules as accordingly, which depreciates the marketing part of the show, and it distracts, it cuts the viewership. So the show will no longer have that viewership that we expect it to have, because we are taking the show in a digital space for it to go globally. So allowing housemates to use home language more than using the universal language, it breaks ties between your marketing strategies to show. It makes it to go for so long without broadcasting and losing of sponsorships. Sponsors need people who are able to use a lot of universal language. English is the most thing that is used globally. So if look at Terry, Vino, Label, and Ampo, they are the most people who whisper. I feel right now, all of them, they could have got 2 strikes by this time. They are almost in the 6th week. So they should have, most of them, they should have got a strike due to language barrier.
Of course, that is true. That is
and the
truth.
The host is making a huge mistake by also using the Vanek language, which makes it to the contestant that, okay, it's right for us to use the Vanek language. Maybe it's according to the contract, because you have not seen the contract that, okay, Vanek language, you can use it, but if you can also translate it so that the viewers could understand who are not from your own country or whatever. Okay, I've lived in South Africa. I understand that Vanek language. But what about somebody who's in Nigeria? What about somebody who's viewing from Angola? What about somebody who's viewing from Ghana? But you expect us to vote. So we will end up voting for people who are not competent enough in the show, and people who are lacking to give us content that we want. Because content comes from the language use, your actions, and your skills in finessing all the tasks that Big Brother gives. So why would, during the task, all the contestants use English, but during the sitting or the party hours or any time they have a chilling time, they're using Vanek? So I feel like the Big Brother and the production team, they are not doing their research properly. During the week, it's for them to like assess and check out a lot of reviews, a lot of going to Twitter, going to social media, looking to all the critiques that people bring. That will make the show grow bigger. So that's what Eboka did. But he will not say it in a perspective whereby the viewers say this. He will say, you, Erika, you did this 1, 2, 3, and expose you, which means alerts you that you are on the wrong lane. So I feel like Lawrence could also do that more, and then also making the competitors use the home language.
Vincent.
Okay.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a
Hello?
question, please? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you a digital media data analyst?
I've graduated. I'm in like digital marketing strategies.
Marketing. I said it.
Yeah. I have a BA honors in that.
The way you are, the way you are analyzing, the way you are just saying it, it's like you're just saying the point.
The reason I asked that question is that all the points you were making, it takes someone that is actually into digital marketing, digital data analysis, people who gather data, it takes people that are into that to understand. And I really appreciate you for coming from that angle. Trust me, I feel like BB Niger, they have that. I feel like they have that because they take a lot of criticism. They take a lot of observations from the viewing public. So let's say this week we have a conversation. I'm not talking about just my own channel now. Maybe they go around. Of course, they will definitely go around, trying to sift through the viewing audience to find out, okay, what do people like about the show? What are they observing? What don't they like? What are they complaining about? What's trending? They go around to do their research, to do their findings, they collate all the data, and then they look for how to tweak the show, to be more entertaining. Because at the end of the day, to be honest, the show at the end of the day is a business. So it has to, first of all, have that entertainment value. If there is no entertainment value, people will get bored, the viewing traffic will drop, people will stop watching, and that is when you will now start seeing them trying to do shocking eviction. Before you know it, they can go and evict Terry. Terry that people are expecting, oh, maybe she'll be in top 5. You see? So they'll probably now try to pull a stunt like that so that people are like, oh my God, this just happened. You know, so I really appreciate all you're saying. And I really do hope that maybe any of them is seeing this live conversation right now so that they do the right thing, because trust me, it gets boring. And also, I also complained yesterday about the long timing for playing arena games. Like, who the hell gives a housemate 7 freaking minutes to play arena game? It's too much. Yesterday's arena games took place for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was exhausted. That's inclusive of all the ads, because of course they have to show Lotto Star adverts and all of the other adverts. It was too lengthy. And what's the thing about arena games? The adrenaline rush, you know, the housemates spending probably just 3 minutes, 2 minutes to finish up the task. But when they know that, okay, we have 7 long minutes, you will see them not really giving it their best. And before you know it, the viewers are exhausted. So these are so many loopholes that we've talked about before. We've done videos, we've talked about it, and I really hope that they are taking note of all of these things. But Vincent, really, thank you so much for bringing your arsenal of knowledge to this conversation. It was really, really helpful. Ashley just joined us. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
I'm fine. Oh my God.
I'm okay. I just wanted to talk about this. Not exactly. Well, I just wanted to talk about this vernacular thing. I think it's now getting out of hand, and Big Brother is not doing anything about it, which is so confusing because this Big Brother season is not actually the same as the Nigerian one. I don't know what's happening. Because now they are just making it a common thing that they speak whatever language that they want, not thinking of that Nigerians are watching, Ghanaians are watching, and I don't know what's happening.
I mean, for Lawrence now, I specifically enjoy when he code mixes and code switches from English to the South African language. I don't know which particular dialect that is, but I love it when he does the code mixing, the code switching. But I wish every Sunday that immediately he says something like "bekele beke," he would just immediately translate. It's like someone saying, shine your eye, you know, just immediately give the English translation. It will create that excitement. I love it when he uses that language, but then when I don't understand, then I'm lost. So I'm staring at my screen like, okay, what next? You know, so it's the same thing. It's the same issue that a lot of viewers are having, and it gets exhausting. So Ashley, where are you based? Are you based in South Africa or Ghana?
Yes, I'm based in Johannesburg, yes.
Oh, see?
Anyway. You see, we're also complaining as well, Glory.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be that their target market is South Africans. Maybe they don't care.
But we are the target market. We're complaining though. If that's the narrative.
You look closer to one in the belly. You guys should understand.
No, man, come on. Come on.
But if other South Africans are complaining, then it only means one thing, that they too do not understand the language. It's just like, for instance, now I'm Nigerian, I'm from the South. My local dialect is Ibibio. If you speak Ibibio to me from now to tomorrow, I don't understand 99% of what you're saying. I only understand 1%. So you cannot now say that, okay, Glory, because you are from the riverine area of Nigeria, if there is a TV show that the host is using my dialect, I should understand. I will be lost. I won't be able to relate because I don't understand my dialect like that, you know. So I feel like most of the South Africans that are complaining, that is the same kind of situation they find themselves. Most of them, they do not understand. And of course, we know that there are about 11 local dialects.
11, yeah.
Exactly. So some people might understand some people might not understand some, even though it is deemed as the local, you know, the local dialect of the entire Africa. Yeah.
Yes, Glory. Also, to come to that point you mentioned about the games. I don't think you guys, is it only me? But with that 7 minutes long thing they do there, every single instruction in every game gets broken by these guys. I mean, you are told to do this, blow the thing into the thing, but they do the complete opposite. Big Brother lets it go. I mean, what is this?
When they say they should take one marshmallow and throw it in after the other, they'll pack it and then they'll just
that is
what? I said you cannot
that is one thing that Big Brother Nigeria, that is one thing that is baffling me. That is one thing that is baffling me. You know, in a game, of course, you have all these sweets. You cannot just dip your hand in the cup and throw them. No, you have to throw them one by one. That is how you call game. It's a game. Then you cannot, if it is Big Brother Nigeria, if you do that, you are disqualified from the game. I don't know why Big Brother South Africa why he accepts that kind of thing. He embraces it. Let me use this one as an example. You know, in Big Brother Nigeria, the last game that they were playing, when White Money throw his thing into the bucket, he caught. Immediately he was disqualified. Yeah, you understand? He was disqualified. He did not continue the game. He was disqualified from that game. So that is why he's called game. Throw it inside the cup. He did not say pack it and put it inside the cup. Then you just pack it, then you are putting it inside the cup. No. And they use 7 hours.
Yeah.
In the sense that in the sense that
for that thing to become a game, every game has rules. That's the fundamental bottom line of every game.
Rules.
It has rules. Or else we'll have soccer, tennis, rugby, all those things. If we didn't have rules. So these guys, I mean, even when people are telling them the rules, they're like chatting away, doing whatever they want to do. The only thing it comes to them playing the game now, they do the opposite. And you're supposed to sit now and say, so was the fair winner. It cannot be. Because some of them don't follow the rules. So as I was saying, Glory, I don't know when is Big Brother going to wake up from his sleep, if he's sleeping really or what's going on. But I think is the time, if he does that, maybe 6 weeks down the line, and then you try now to issue strikes, you try not to do all of these things, you are already compromising those people. Because the other people get away with it.
I agree.
That's my worry about this whole thing. You keep quiet now. Later you want to now to do the right thing as Big Brother. You've already killed the game now. Because we as fans gonna be like, why did Big Brother not discipline Terry? Now he's disciplining Yoli. I mean, Yoli's fans will be like, no way, this is flawed. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what solution that I have to that? Let me share a solution that I have to that. So something like this happened during the Big Brother Nigeria season 5, the lockdown season. So that season, Ozo was one of the first housemates that started whispering. Anytime he wanted to talk to Dorothy or Nengi, so Ozo was constantly whispering, and he said he naturally speaks in low tones. But in Biggie's house, considered as whispering. And then we had Kidwire. When he wants to, share some sweet nothings in Erica's ears, he would whisper as well. Now, Big Brother had been giving them the long group from week 1, week 2, week 3. The moment they got to week 4, Big Brother now strikes. So what he did was he called all the housemates to the lounge, and then he played the clips of all of them, one after the other, when they were whispering. Some of them, they saw clips of them of when they whispered 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago. So Big Brother now brought all their crimes, and that was how he issued strikes, one after the other. Then Ozo got 2 strikes. I think he got 1 strike before. Then later, the next week, he got another strike. Also for, I think, he's again. So I think Biggie can still remedy the situation. We are going into week 5. If he wants to make the show spicy, I mean, this is a suggestion anyway. If he wants to spice up the show, on Monday, after the live nomination process in the diary room, before calling out the names of all the housemates that are up for eviction, he should go ahead, play the clips to all of them, or probably tomorrow before the live eviction show, as we do it here in Big Brother Nigeria. Show them the clips of when they've been committing their crimes, and then issue out strikes, one after the other, to all of them. It will make them to sober up, and it will add more spice and tension to the house. People are going to get cranky. People are going to be upset. Right. Honestly, that is going to be a way to set up the housemate, because as of now, they are forming Valentine's week. We are loving, we are jobbing up and down. You know, so I feel like Biggie can just set up all the housemates, call all of them to the lounge in their mind, especially Terry that is always shouting, Big Brother, call all of them to the lounge, put them in the living room there, play their sin and their crimes to them. After playing for, issue them one strike. Those people that have been doing it from week 1, this is week 4 now, give them 2 strikes. Let their body be calm. Honestly.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because it's
what guys take on the nomination? How do I put it? The way they're doing their nomination, I don't think 2 people should have that much power.
Honestly,
to nominate.
I'm even surprised that a deputy has immunity. This is, except when in Big Brother Nigeria last season, Shy Eye season, they gave the 2 wild cards that immunity. And that was because they were wild cards. They were supposed to be the twist in the game. But I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing that deputy doesn't really have that much power, because it's like taking away the opportunity for, number one, the viewers to vote, and for the show to even make more money from the votes. Because the more people that are up for eviction, the more money the show gets, you know, from the votes that are thrown into the box.
Exactly. You can't be giving 2 people that much power, and you let them become aware that we have this power now. And also it ties in with the whispering thing. I can go whisper to my friends, like, guys, if one of us wins, we're targeting so and so. I mean, it can't be right.
They did it already. The night they had the conspiracy.
That night, yes, that night.
And this is the second time they are doing it. They are constantly conspiring, which is also against the rules of the house. And that is the other thing that Big Brother is not even attending to. They keep on conspiring, you know, and they keep on saying things that are not supposed to be said. It's crazy. It's crazy, really. It's crazy.
It is, Glory. If they continue down this path, I'm South African. I don't want the show to fail or be compromised, but they need to wake up quickly, because I mean, it's like now it's getting out of hand, and it's like now we're producing a substandard show or quality. I mean, we've seen Big Brothers all around the world. I mean, there's always these common rules that go out throughout these Big Brothers. Why now, when it comes to here, some of these basic rules get being broken? I mean, it doesn't make sense. You know.
Anyways, let's hope that probably a representative from the research team of Big Brother is watching this video right now. Hopefully, they get the memo that a lot of us are not really happy with the situation and playing out on the show. But we have to call it a night today. Oh my God, we've been here for over 3 freaking hours. It's a lot. I want to say thank you to all of you. Tia, Kelly, Michael, much love to you.
Anything for you, Glory, and anything for you. Even if I stay here for 24 hours just to see your face, it's not a freaky problem for me.
Opening that can of worms with Michael now again.
It's not.
Mickey.
Oh thank you very much.
Thank you to Vincent. Thank you so much. Oh my God, someone is trying to do it when we're trying to. Thank you. Hi. Oh my God, Namsa. We're trying to end the conversation and you're just joining, but you're welcome. Anyway.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Glory. Hello, Sia. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Do you want to say something?
I just wanted to. Yes, I just wanted to say in closing, I wanted to comment about the nomination, the eviction process. That's all I'm literally complaining about. The fact that only 2 people have the power to nominate and evict, So yeah, I hope in the weeks to come, like you say, maybe week 5 or whatever the case may be, that system can change. And also that Lawrence can put more fire, can start shaking the tables, and see who nominated you. And the show will start getting interesting from there.
Yes. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Namsa. I mean, I love your words, and that is a banger for for closing.
We need to shake up Lawrence, Namsa. We need to shake up Lawrence himself. We need to shake him up. Not the tables, but him.
Yes, begging.
No, I pray and I pray and I hope they watch when they watch this video. Like Big Brother Nigeria, all YouTuber, Big Brother. If they have people that is watching, that is that saying, analyzing, that is saying their fault and what they are doing, them so that they have made their mistake. I just pray Big Brother Mzansi, do that kind of thing so that the thing will change. 2 people nominating people in the house is not fair. If there's anyone who step on their toes, then they have you win the head of house and his deputy, then you will not have right to nominate. What are other people? Everybody are equal, and we know that you fight for that position, you win game for that position, but everybody is not exempted. Yes, no, like me, I don't like you. Some those things like this piss me off. How can you just give 2 people? Send everybody to their room to nominate each other. If one person, 4 people, if one person does 4 people name one person, then it's up for a vision. Then let the viewers, let the public keep them in their house. For I believe maybe, in fact, I think maybe the voting, they are not using the voting system. If they are using the voting system, 2 people cannot be nominating about 19 or be 20 people in the house. For 3 weeks now, before weeks now, that it just continue like that. It's not done. Forget you win the head of us. In fact, tomorrow, so I'm so happy to join this live today. I'm not happy because Glory. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Michael. I mean, we could be here for over 3 hours.
Glory, all right.
But I have to end this conversation.
Yes, of course. And for me, I'm not complaining, For me, I'm not complaining, For me, I'm not complaining, Glory. I'm not complaining,
I need something.
All right.
Thank you, Glory.
Ciao, everybody. Thank you. All right. All right.
Bye.
See you next week Saturday.
Of course, next week. Listen, guys, thank you all so much. Oh my God, it's been an amazing, intense, rich conversation. I had so much fun. And most of all, I learned a lot from Acacia and Mveloh. And thank God! There was no network issue today. My village people are tired. My village people are weak. Hey! Oh my God! Guys, you don't understand. I literally have to be very, very dramatic right now. What? My village people, they were tired of stressing my life out. Oh my God. For those of you who were on last week's live stream, oh my days. The network was crap. It was crap. I literally could not just have a proper conversation with Thinkipis and QV like for a straight 1 hour without a network interruption. But today, oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. But overall, thank you all so much for joining this conversation for almost 3 hours right now. You guys are the realest MVPs. Thank you so much. We're going to be doing this again next week, Saturday. I'm not making any promises. But let's just see how it goes. If we will be able to bring in more housemates or more people to have more conversations about the show. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. I'm not making any promises. thing, Gloria, I have to say this weekend when you said Aibo, you set the entire South Africa on fire. Hey! See, the day I'm going to storm South Africa. If I don't come with my whistle, I literally have to go and buy a whistle. I'm coming with my whistle and we're going to party like proper South Africans. Dupe. Yes, so Dupe, like Kelly Michael is like a regular on this channel. For those of you who do not know Kelly Michael has been on this channel from, oh my God, for the past 5 years now. Dupe Omiwade as well, Luambo, Mickey. Oh my God, all of you guys are seriously amazing. Thank you all so much. And thank you for taking out 3 hours or almost 3 hours of your precious lives, your precious time to take out this time and have conversations with me. I will definitely see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. Don't forget, every Saturday, 3 p.m. WAT or 4 p.m. CAT or whichever time you are in any country that you are based, just use Google Word Clock and it will fix it right in. That's it. Please have an amazing weekend. Have a blast. Enjoy. Bye.